I pressed the magic button. Should be good to go. We got CJ here too.
Hey.
Yep,
Hey,
there's
CJ.
a notification.
Say hi to everybody. I'm gonna move this
We
over.
got Coin Junkie.
And Coin Junkie.
So I said we got Coin Junkie.
Well, welcome, Coin Junkie.
Okay.
Guess we'll wait for some folks to show up.
Yeah. Did you post it in Facebook, Ken?
No.
Okay.
I just got up.
Wait for
My brother's house.
I'll grab it. You post it? Who?
No.
Okay.
Somebody needs to turn off the YouTube.
Somebody's got. You post it? Who?
No.
Okay.
Somebody needs to turn off the YouTube.
Somebody's got.
Silent YouTube.
The hell?
Somebody's got. You post it?
No.
Somebody.
Is that you, Paula?
It's not me. I don't even have YouTube open.
It was me. I hit the button, but it didn't take.
Bad
That's
food.
Bruce did
Hey,
it.
hey, Shimar, you never have to mute my mic. I have no external speakers.
Okay, I was just going through one by one and trying to figure out who the hell it was.
But future, I have no external speakers on any of my computers.
I'll get a next
Wild Bills. I don't know. I was just going through and clicking the buttons
Yeah,
down
it's all
bottom
good.
just to see, just try to find who it was. I wasn't singling you out,
It
CJ.
was Blues. It's always Blues' fault.
It's always
Well,
me.
Blues was next in line. That was,
If it's not me, it's Blues. So whatever.
I hit that mute button. It didn't work.
That medicine must be kicking in.
says we got 6 people watching.
No,
There we go.
Workers!
Larkers.
Some lurker.
There. Okay.
Well, I'm one of them. I'm one of the 6. I have it up.
Okay.
Oh, now we got 8.
We're getting there.
Getting there.
Okay, I'm going to try to
Collins, how's it
post
going?
on Facebook here.
Jeff Dunn.
Yeah, if Jeffrey would have posted a link to his YouTube channel and stuff in the YouTuber group, I could have shared that
did.
all over the place.
Yeah, it was already done.
I
Oh,
just
did
put
you?
it. I just put it in there.
Okay.
Yeah,
So I can copy
Yeah, a day
that.
or two ago, someone went through and I'm pretty sure it was Paula posted it a few other places. So
I'm putting it on Twitter right now.
Yeah, I'm not part of very many Facebook groups anymore. So I usually tell Ken to here, post this.
yeah, I remember too many.
And I had to take a break. Had to take a break.
I'm only active in like 2 or 3 of them now. What's up, everybody?
Mr. Rhodes, your package
Really?
went out this morning. You should have it by
Sweet.
next week.
That's going to be my largest DDO. Or that's DDR, right?
DDR. Yep.
That's
Which
going to be
one
my
did you get?
largest double die. I bought that Ike off of him.
Oh, right.
Yeah, that 72D DDR.
Mm-hmm.
Numeral 1.
Go Bets.
My largest DDR is the 64.
Or he's snagging photos for
I have
us tonight.
3 of them. Frank gave me one. Then I got one from him. Then I found one. Like, all within like 2 weeks.
What's the name of that photo place? Check My Coin?
Check my coin at yahoo.com.
There we go. Let's see if I can make this pop up. That didn't work.
It's right there above me.
I went to Google.
Check my coin.
There it is.
It's bigger than my own email.
Okay, I get it. I see Chris Early and Silver Knights have sent some mail in so far.
That's kind of the way it's been going. We've only gotten like a few ahead of the show, and then during the show we'll get a lot. So
And right at the end, that's when 30 people say, I better get that in before they
Yeah.
sit down. Mimo is saying, thanks, guys. Thanks for everything. Time to go. So get your photos in early. Beat the Christmas rush. All right, we'll just go. There it is. There's my girl.
No, Shay's not feeling good. Oh, somebody's echoing. Shay has a head cold, Randy. So if you've ever been on Mantic Coins, which I'm sure you have, and heard him sneeze, it's not pleasant.
Yeah, they got a whole seismology team over there right now.
I know. Oh, speaking of that, we had a 6.3 earthquake off the Oregon coast
Uh-oh.
this morning. I didn't even know anything about it.
Yeah, they got that Juan de Fuca plate over there. When it goes,
The Cascadia. It was right on that Cascadia fault line.
make sure you get the high ground.
Yeah.
I just shut down about 200 windows here.
Yeah, they said anything west of I-5, if that happens, anything west of I-5 in Oregon and Washington will be gone. East of I-5, just barely.
We got poor Chuck out there bracing for a hurricane.
I
Yeah.
know.
Yes, it looks like it's going to swing south of me.
Yeah, I feel bad for Chuck because Chuck isn't Chuck supposed to move in the next couple of days?
One day. He's got
Yeah.
one more day. He has
Oh,
one more
crazy.
day to move.
That is crazy.
I
He's
moved
got a
into
hurricane
bad
bear
weather
now.
before, but I never moved in a hurricane.
Oh, man. Crazy.
I went through the blizzard of 93 in a U-Haul.
That's crazy. That was a bad one. I remember that, just barely.
Feel this.
Yeah, that's bad.
There we go. I think I'm good to go.
Because
I
isn't he down by like Daytona?
He was over in the St. Pete area, Tampa area, or Bradenton. He's a traveling man. He's
Yeah,
a rambling man. He's moved around.
moving around.
But hurricanes, dude, they're no joke. South of here in South Florida, you get a hurricane, you get out at the first warning, or you park it, because there are, there's two northbound lanes on the East Coast, and there's two northbound lanes on the West Coast. That's the highway system, and it never fails. 6 hours into the evacuation, every place from Miami to Jacksonville is out of gas. Never fails. Yeah, they need to change things in that regard. But geez, it'll be bumper to bumper through here. I-75 is in the middle of the state. Nuts. You got 15 million people down there and 4 lanes of traffic. It doesn't work. Well, by the time the storms get to this area, I'm as far inland as you can get and still be in Florida. The only way to be further inland is move to Georgia. But the time it takes for the storms to get this far in, they usually blow themselves out. We get a bunch of wind and a whole lot of rain up here.
Did you guys post that link around Facebook?
I did.
Twitter.
Okay. I put it in the YouTuber group, so. I think it may be because we're starting like an hour earlier than we usually do.
That's about right.
No, this is the time that we usually do when
I thought it was 6:30.
every time I've done it, and I know most people do it 8:30.
Standard time.
8:30?
Hey, Chris.
Yeah.
Tuesday.
Oh, there we got people coming in. Bill Betts, Coy,
Is that
Linda.
what I'm getting it?
Yep.
Sweet.
Here we go.
I was just checking some of them to make sure that they. I made them. I purposely did not do shipping on one package, just so I can pay for the one package and then watch them scan all the other ones in.
Bill.
It gets here, it gets here.
Bill said he sent his coin in 3 days ago to beat the Christmas rush.
Well, boys, stay safe down there in Tampa. Everybody's piling in now. Welcome, everybody.
Yeah, and they may, YouTube, I've been getting like notifications like a half an hour after somebody has started streaming. I don't know what's going on with that.
Well, it takes a little time every now and then to get the data from where it is to where it's going to end up. Let's look at that one. Yeah, I got boxes of this stuff where it's RPMs, die varieties, chips, cracks. More important, chips and cracks, not the little ones you have on the 83. Let's see what this one is. Just pulled out. Stop! Get up here. It's on the floor. I might never see that again. It's gone. Oh. Okay, home. It's home. There's a scope, and the holder says 2005 satin. Well, it's that. Okay, looks pretty good. And it says WDDR number 37, which should be an extra bit of metal right beside the little man.
Little man.
There it is. Frank calls these the RPM, the modern day RPM, because you have so many varieties on these coins.
no.
These class 9. What is that, lint on my toothpick? No, bad. There it is. And a little bit.
Black.
See, I got an arrow I can use instead of that. Right over here, a little extra metal. That's a double column from a class 9 hubby.
Well, that's a 2005.
2005. There are 4 known double touch on 2005.
I found a 2005 today, and it's business strike, but it's different.
We know it's satin because it's still in the original mint holder, mint wrap. So I got blue on one side.
Yeah, there's the 2005 that I got today.
So, yeah, I like these satins. Again, these are
Right there.
modern rarity. If you think 1.1 million is low mintage, but they're freaking out over those W quarters, and they get 2 million of those. Them satins, they get down into below 1 million in some cases, and you get die varieties on them. It's wonderful. Oh, and this happened today too.
Oh, Dave Connect just ended. Okay.
So there's more work. Indians.
I got some books. We could find some, some MPDs, some RPDs, some, some things.
There are books.
There's stuff in them.
Got stuff in them books.
It's got stuff in the pile.
Speaking
My
of
daughter
books,
wants cooking. I can smell it. My daughter.
All right, so I do have a set of images here. Give me a second. If a couple of people want to help pull images, that would help tonight.
Who are
guys,
you
speaking
calling?
of books, I've talked about that betterworldbooks.com website a few times. Every once in a while, I scour that, and I did find some pretty cool ones. Fractional Money, and this is a thick book. And there I go.
Who got there? A buffalo nickel?
Just clicking buttons, trying to make it work.
There you go.
Okay, so this email is Silver Nitrate. Says, hi all, would you mind taking a look at this buffalo? Normally on nickel person, might not be anything. Send a check Brian's variety coin, Variety Vista. No luck on anything. He says, appreciate your time and knowledge.
So what exactly are we supposed to be looking for here?
Let's get down to these. So he's talking here, right around the buffalo is really where.
Okay. Looks like MD to me.
I'm going to start with the assumption of damage, then jump to MD. And I don't think it's damage. Well, a little at the T and E.
Oh, this is fun.
I
Okay.
have,
There.
Jeffrey, I have Bill Betts' pictures up. When you're ready.
Yep, that's not working. Oh,
Whose were
this
those?
is fun.
You want me to put up Bill Betts?
If you would.
Okay, his question was, hey guys, there's no known DDO on the 2016 D Jefferson. Take a look at what I found in my pocket change. Looks like doubling on 2 and 0. Also look at Liberty on BER. Thanks, Bill Betts. Okay, let me flip the pictures. And let me go back here, share my screen. Hang on. I haven't done this on StreamYard yet, so.
Yeah, this is relatively new for me as well.
So can you see it?
Hold on.
There we go.
Okay, this is the reverse. So let me get the next photo.
Miss Corden Card, how are you?
Okay. So he wants us to look at the 2. And I need to move it. Why won't this move?
It's possessed. I've got it up.
He
You
provided
do?
Yep.
of it.
Okay.
Okay.
There we go.
Yeah, let Ken pull these up because I'm having a hard time here. I mean, I can get them pulled up, but they're not wanting to move. So,
There we go. I got Bill Betts' coin right here.
okay, there you go.
Can you see it okay? Because I can't see the, I can't
I
see
see
the screen yet.
CJ now.
Okay.
Hold on. I'm clicking the wrong button.
Yeah, it's two more. Wrong person. There you go.
Okay. He's saying, is it a new discovery? He's got some interesting things going on around the date. What do we got? Let's look at the whole coin. It's a 2016 D nickel. Looks to be in pretty good shape. Got a few stray marks here and there, but lightly circulated. Well, probably handled by some rolling machines. You always get that. They dump these things in these hoppers and you get pretty heavy contact marks. Okay, but he's looking in particular at the date and Liberty. What do you got?
Ooh.
I got some extra apparent doubling, all in the same direction. On 2, 0, maybe a little bit on 1, not so much on the 6, nothing on the mint mark. And on the BER Liberty.
Looks kind of flat and shelf-like to me.
That looks very flat and shelf-like to me. Let's see if I can zoom in a little further here. I'm going to pixelate if I go much further. Now, right up here, I think it shows it well up here in the B.
Mm-hmm.
It perfectly mimics the outline of the shape. Well, a double die would do that, but also MD would do that. And down here, we have this perfect mimicking. Right? But here, if you look real close, it fades down to nothing at the bottom of the 2. Right? Over here in the 0, at the top, it kind of fades down to nothing. So I don't have much relief for sure. But up here, this is flat. This looks like a flat shelf, which is the telltale sign of mechanical doubling or machine doubling. You know, when you first get into this, you pick up a loupe or a magnifying glass. Every third coin is going to be a double die. And the key indicator that you don't have a rare coin is when you have a lot of them. Mm-hmm. But machine doubling and die deterioration, that's going to be your enemies until you can identify them properly and easily. And once you do, you're going to pick it up and say, oh, no, that's no good. Oh, no, that's no good. No, that's no good. And seriously, every, third, fourth, fifth coin is going to exhibit some die deterioration and a lot of machine doubling. So study the machine doubling. You'll have, if you got a jar of pennies, you're going to have 100 examples to look at. Well, just set it aside until you can determine for yourself, is it a double die or is it machine doubling? And you'll look for the telltale signs, the flatness, right? Look how the two, let's see, from the bottom of the two, right here above the shadow, to the top of the two, above this this little line, that's a normal thickness. So what this has done is shrink the normal thickness. If you have another 2016D, compare the thickness of the top of the zero to what you have on this coin. You'll see that this doubling has made it thinner. The high part, the raised part, is thinner. And machine doubling, it's not really doubling, it's the die striking the coin that has already had an impression struck into it. So it's flattening those devices. It's flattening it.
Can I get everybody to say hi to my grandson, Talon? He's in chat. He's under Travis Bowen.
How are you?
Hi, Chelin.
I guess that's why he was calling you grandma, huh?
I know. He wants to learn.
Yeah.
Good.
Right. MD is one of the most common things you'll encounter, and it is often, almost always, misdiagnosed as doubling. Well, it's not, unfortunately. Keep an eye on those. Separate it, hold it out until you can decide for yourself whether or not it's worth keeping.
Another thing that I tell people when they are looking at oddities is you can go on to PCGS and look at graded coins of the exact same type. Look at the design and then compare the two designs. Now, if yours is if your shape is smaller than graded examples, you have a reduction in size. You have a reduction of details. That's machine doubling, and that's the mechanical side of it. So now, if you take a look at your anomalies and you compare it to known, straight examples or intended examples, and your shape is bigger or your shape is offset or you have things that don't match up to those other examples, that's when we need to start looking at other details of the coin to rule out all of the other things.
Yeah, I want to say one thing about that too. I hear a lot of people saying, "Oh, don't ask them. They always say it's MD," or "Oh, it's just mechanical doubling," or "It's die deterioration." And there's a reason for that, because a true doubled die is not common. MD and die deterioration are extremely common, and 9 times out of 10 or 99 times out of 100, the coins you see that you think are doubled dies are actually either mechanical doubling or die deterioration. So it's not just us saying, "Oh," or poo-pooing your coins or anything like that. It's because that's what it is.
Okay, one thing to try is compare your coin with a known example. And I just happen to have 2 pieces down below me. I've got a 1925S, real handy little piece, not too bad shape. And I've got another, ready, 1925S. This one over here is interesting. This is SDDO #1. This is a double die. Let's see if I can find my screen. There we go. And you're looking for things on this. The 9, for example, the leg on that 9, it's fat. PHAT, fat, right?
Yeah.
There you go. You see these swoops. I talk about the swoops. Oh, I got the arrow. On the backs of the letters, right? On the I, the B, the E. On a normal coin, it's not swoop. These have swoops. Here's your normal piece. I is straight up and down. The B is straight up and down. E, straight up and down. There's the doubling. Okay. Also look at the thickness of these letters, the B here. All right. Notches are a big indicator if you got little notches in the corners, but sometimes the doubling is in a direction that lines up perfectly. But look at thickness of this E and this B in that eye and compare them to a known example, these are a lot thinner. This is normal, thin, thin. I can probably put these side by side on the screen and see what we can look at that. This is going to be hard. Where it's here. Oh, there it is. Side by side. And you see the difference in the thickness.
Taylor wants to know why they're fat.
Okay, the design was pressed into the die by a hub. Okay, so imagine a piece of Play-Doh with a bee squished into it, right? But I'm going to pull the bee out. Now I've got a cavity. Then I'm going to hub it again. I'm going to press that hub into the die a second time, but shift it just a little bit. And it's going to press more of that Play-Doh aside. I just happen to have some Play-Doh.
Uh-oh, here we go.
Okay.
Play-Doh time.
Yep. It all comes down to understanding how these things are made. Because I have no space here. What am I going to do with all this stuff? Oh, wait a minute. Wait for it. There's always a shelf. All right, here we go. I got a piece of Play-Doh here. So when the coins are hubbed, they're taking the design and pressing it into the Play-Doh. And what do we got that I can press into that that's real handy? I know I've got something. Oh, here is, we're going to use this cap. I'm going to press that design into the die. Ta-da! I'm going to make a coin with this. So the designs on the die are in Cuse, so that when I press a coin into it, they're going to be raised on the coin. And you see that all the time. See, the letters are raised up. Now I'm going to do this a second time because they want to get a good detail on that. So they hub it repeatedly. So there's my first design. I'm going to hub it again. And ideally, it's going to go in the same exact spot. But what if it's a little offset? Now I've got a whole lot more thickness than I originally intended. Instead of going from here to there, let's see, it would be right about here. It goes all the way across. This is a little more extreme. And it's wider. It's thicker. Sometimes you have these notches. All right. Sometimes you have these separation lines which aren't showing up very well in the pink. So you have to understand the way these things are produced to get a good grip on what you should see on the coin. And if I have a coin that is hubbed twice, I will get features that are wider. Aha, see that one? That are wider. And I've also got some extra thickness up here in some of these letters. See a little wideness. The bottom of the U should be about as thick as the upper parts of the U. That's what this is. That's why it's thicker here.
I'm going to be answering a lot of questions after this is over.
Oh, yeah. Well, start by teaching them how the coins are made.
And that's what I'm working on. So that's why he asked that question, because he has no idea yet.
But if you have, say, a modern nickel or modern penny and you're wondering, geez, is this the way it should look? Compare it to another specimen, because chances are, if you got 3 or 4 pennies on your desk, one of them might be special, but the rest of them are probably going to be special. So you've got reference pieces right there in front of you. And I keep telling people, build a reference set, right? One of every date, every mint mark, so you have, a reference to go to, so you can compare your coin with a known coin and check for yourself side by side. Is it thicker? Is it distorted? Does it have extra thickness on part of it? Say on the 5, and I can shift that over. A little bit more. There you go. So there's your regular 9 on the right side. Then it comes down to a point. Okay. Decent little 9. And this guy is, he's been binging on hot dogs for 2 months. That's a big wide bottom. Yeah. Then you can look at the 5 and how thick that is. You can look at the 2 and see, is it extra thick through the middle? Yeah. That's how that works. And there are more diagnostics to confirm. You got all sorts of things. The placement of the mint mark, right? You've got, let's see, deterioration marks. Whoa, what happened there? One moment, technical.
A big arrow.
There you go. You got other things. This will help you determine the stage of the die. This one is a bit of an older stage. They've been
Yeah,
pressing
right.
going for a while. You get these little horns, these little horns on the letters. That's die deterioration. That's what these little horns are. There we go. And look, you got the swoops, you got the thickness. They jump right out at you. They really do jump right out at you. But if you have a little bit that's making the device thinner and it's a flat shelf, that's going to be MD. But go with the assumption of MD. But if you doubt it, if you doubt that assumption, just hold on to that coin, because I can guarantee you in 6 months or a year, you're going to look at that with experienced eyes, and you'll say, "Huh, that really is special," and take another look at it. But you'll have a better idea. Let experience be your guide. Nothing beats an experienced eye and a decent loop. Right? I can magnify these all day long, but if you don't know what you're looking for, it's hard to tell, isn't it? Extra thickness, notches.
Learn eye deterioration, MD versus hub doubling before you study it.
I've done some videos on both, and
Yeah.
you're gonna find it. There we go. Okay, I got. Did I have another photo up?
I don't know.
I'm gonna find. Here they are.
Oh, Frank wants to see the clash on the 25S,
The 25S.
the RPM.
Okay, I got 37 windows open. Okay, we got an RPM. It was a good day at Ken's house. I also
It
thought,
was a great morning.
where the heck did that go? It's one of these.
It was a great morning.
Let's see. There it is. That's
There it is.
25S. And we're looking at some extra metal, because here it's the same idea as hubbing, but the mint mark is applied separately from the date. Up until 1989, although there were some proof issues, they did it at a little different. So you got some different dates involved. But I got some extra metal on the left and a little bit up at the top, which is very hard to see. And I can barely show this one. Just barely.
There you
Okay.
go.
So I got an S and another S. Why does it do that? Okay, there. But a key diagnostic.
That little notch down at the bottom.
Pardon?
The little notch down on the bottom.
Where are you? Right here?
Yep. No, over to the left.
To the left. Right there.
Yep.
Ah, I see you. That's a little notch, all right. You'll see a bright, then a dark, then a bright
Mhm.
extra notch. But a key diagnostic on this one, it's got a clash, right? Well, a clash is when two dies come together and there's no planching in between, and you leave the mark of one coin or one side of the coin on the other because the dies are smashing together. So what you get on this one is a clashed mint mark. These are few and far between. And let's see if we can find that. And you're going to see it right up here under the M. This is it right there. That's the clashed mint mark. And this can be a little difficult with this equipment, but you'll probably see parts of it. What's the name of this? Number 6, I guess.
Mhm.
RPM number 6 using Konicka's nomenclature. SRPM using my nomenclature. Number 6. There it is. That's a neat one. Frank's got a thing for these 25S's.
I do too now.
Yeah. But something like this, where you see that extra thickness and it's a mile wide, yeah, something like that, you can pick that out on good photos. You can cherry pick this sort of thing with that big fat 9 and pick it up for $1.
Hmm.
There's a neat one. So keep an eye out for those. There are 50 or 60 certified by PCGS. Last I counted on this particular double die. Yep. Well, that's what I've got.
Yeah, and we talked about that 10S that inverted, repunched inverted mint mark on the 10S, the 003.
Yep, they're reconsidering bringing out a new designation, the R.
Yeah, Robert Archer actually has Wiles is looking at it right now, and they are trying to get a new designation for it as a RPIMM, I think, repunched inverted mint mark. IMM, RPIMM, I think.
Yeah, there's a 1946 inverted mint mark. It's a regular mint mark, but it's upside down, right? You get a ball serif and a kind of a trumpet tail. And the shape of that mint mark, when you look in the coin, is upside down compared to what it should be. Well, on the 1910s, that mint mark, the 1910s, that mint mark has a specific upright direction. And you can tell from the shape of the serifs and a little crease in the upper corner, upper right corner. But on the RPM number 3, is it? They're calling it RPM number 3.
Yeah.
Well, it's an inverted S, and it's repunched. So it's upside down and repunched. Kind of neat.
That little trick of ours, Jeffrey.
Yeah, and the bad part was I looked at that coin half an hour before you did.
But you didn't get it.
I know I didn't.
It
But that was one that
wasn't until I got
that's the
home.
one-
I just got it because it was a nice coin.
yeah, but that one you weren't going to see unless you had it magnified.
Yeah,
So-
and that's why I didn't even bother looking at it because I didn't have anything. So that was fun.
Now I got to re-identify this.
That coin is now in Robert Archer's database. It's in the URL study.
Yeah, you got 10 of those. I just
Wow.
seen that 11S. This thing shows up every now and again. Some of these early mint marks are few and far between, and people don't know about them, which is really nice. Here you go. What do you got? This one. This is in the box. That's not it. But 1911S RPM number 2. So I want to see a little extra metal on the left side of that mint mark. So I'll have to take that out and find a card to put it on. Okay, let's see. I'll put it on this card. Ta-da. I'm just going to tap it out. Bring it right over here. This is why there's so many coins on the desk. I take it out, I look at them, never put them away. That's not it. RPM number 2. And I should see some extra metal over here on the left, but this is very, very faint. This is very light. So we got to zoom way in, and that's going to be hard. And give it a little angle. And if you can see it right on the lower tail, this is the outline of the shape that we're looking at. There are 2 of these mint marks. This is the less bold, and the other one's pretty sharp. And it's minor, and you know these go for $100 in this kind of shape. It's a peach. Where you can't see nothing there. There you go. It's problem free. It's XF, and this is probably one of the better examples known. Maybe 20 to 25 certified examples on this one, and that would be the 11S number 1. 11S number 2 is not recognized yet by PCGS or NGC to certify. All right. Well, here it is. And it's looking you right in the face.
Hey,
They'll
Ken,
give
that
it some.
11S, it looks like you have a lamination error a little on the right side of the date there.
Let's have a look. Just a spattering of little blemishes, little spots, doo-doo.
Okay.
That's a lamination.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what it said.
Well, that's a little bit of a lamb, isn't it? Okay. Well, good. All right.
Yeah.
I'm taking spots and doo-doo because up here it's kind of just, you know, these are little spots and
Look
doo-doo.
at that place right there, over there.
But the laminations, you're looking at straight lines. That's a key indicator that it's a lamination.
Ramalama.
We look in a little further, we'll see a little better. Yeah. Well, there's a whole lot going on here. Sometimes you'll find laminations and woody coins together. All right. Well, geez, keep an eye out. People have these coins and they don't know what to look for. Kind of neat. Maybe they have this stuff. It's few and far between. That 25S just showed up, and minutes later, that RPM 25S showed up. I was really stoked for
Not
that.
even a minute, right after.
Yeah. Oh, look, another one. There you go. Oh, while we have it out, this is the little crease in the top serif on the S mint mark, and this is the same mint mark used on 1909 through 1916. So if you have that little crease and it's down here and it's retouch mint mark on a 1910, you got gold, baby, because they're going to get a whole lot of notoriety in the next couple of months. And when that happens, the values spike because people say, I've got to have one of those. I can have one of those.
As it should.
Yeah.
With that 10S, with it being the only in the entire Lincoln Cent series, the only repunched inverted mint mark, you know, it needs a little notoriety.
There you go.
Yeah. My opinion, my humble opinion.
You know, they're getting those W quarters are running around. They're getting 20, 30, 40, 50 bucks for those things. They made 2 million of them. And there are other coins with much lower mintage that just did not get that hype, that exposure in the press, and people don't know about them, which is kind of neat. Geez, you can get them for fair prices when it's been ignored. They just sold an 1894 S Barber dime for like $1.25 million because it has everything, right? It has very low mintage. It has hype. It has drawn speculator interest. And if you can do that with a variety, you've got something. The 1955 is a double die, is a variety that has received speculator interest, where deep pockets say, I'm gonna have to pick up one of those and hold on to it for a few years and let it grow. If you can draw in that investment capital, that's what is going to support high prices on these things. Jeff Stanley says, I keep some of my MDs to compare. Good idea. But get your regular coin, one that you know is normal. If you don't know if it's normal, get another one and then compare. And it says the Coin Lab database is going to rock big time. Yes, it is. There's a lot going on behind the scenes. I've been saying it. Maybe I've been saying it. There, where's my background clutter? Here's some. There's some great coins out there. And the more you know, the better chance you have of identifying it properly and correctly. Okay.
Can you able to grab the next email, please?
Let me grab one. I'm looking at Bill Betts nickel right now. I got silver nitrate. No, we did that. Chris Hurley. And I got to click this button. We got a bunch of them.
This button do.
Man, there's a lot of buttons over here. I've got one. Then I get back to here. Let's see. I'm trying real hard to make this work.
Yeah, it's not working too well for me.
Okay, that's all right. Shay's a man here. Can you see this okay?
Ooh. Nice.
Chris Hurley sends in a 2019 penny. Here it is. And check out the zero. It's kind of oblong, kind of stretched out from northwest to southeast. Kind of a little bit pointy up here, down there at 1 o'clock and 7 o'clock. There you go. But look at the whole coin.
001, isn't it?
I don't have a number for it, but there aren't many of these. I'd have to read his email. And honestly, I don't think I could even find his email right now. Let's see, 500. Okay, Chris Hurley says, find another example of a 2019 DDO. This is the most extreme date I've seen to date and slight doubling on the Y of Liberty. Can't wait to send this one in. As usual, great discussions. Thanks, Chris. There you go. So we're going to look at the Y on Liberty. Let's have a look over there. Okay, does the left side of the Y match the thickness of the right side of the Y? And does the thickness of the tops match the thickness on the base? Looks like he might be a little bit thicker up here. Again, northwest to southeast. Over on the 2, northwest to southeast. This is the normal thickness right in here. But this is a whole lot wider. Yep, and that giant fat 9. Let's have a look at the rest of this. Here's his head. Looks pretty normal up here. Check the ear. Let's see. Looks pretty normal inside. Looks pretty normal underneath. We'll look at that eyeball. That looks pretty normal. I mean, for modern art. Okay, have a look at the back. What you see here, you see some radial lines, radial flow lines. That's just metal. Metal flowing on the die, wearing it out. Middle looks right and tight. Let's get down here. The initials are well balanced. These look right. I don't see any issue. Well, you get a little die crack right here. Pretty minor. This is the kind of thing I keep because a lot of times you get the die cracks on the top of the shield, which would be up here. And he's got a little evidence of that too. Right up in there. But when I see him in odd places, like down here on the scent, that's the kind of thing I throw in my cup. And I got like several cups of just die chips and die cracks.
Look to the right of the T there in scent.
The bright mark?
I can't. I can only see. Oh, there we go.
Okay,
What
so
is that?
we got a
No,
bright
to the
mark
right.
which looks like contact. But over here, starting below the N, going to the T, I think it disappears for a while, then reappears. We got a die crack on the right side of it, which goes up to perhaps there, just a little die crack. Yeah, I find die cracks in one cent in several places. Sometimes it goes all across the bottom of the letters, connecting them all.
That's a contender for a best of variety there with that strong doubling in the date.
Yeah, it is. Where'd the date go? Here's a close-up of that date. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
very similar to 2015 WDDO 006.
I was about to mention 2015. Yep. If you can see it, the light makes it tough, but you get a slope on the bottom of this one.
Mm-hmm.
It's not it should be kind of just mostly round, a little bit rounder in the corners and mostly flat. Right? You get a slope on the tail of that 2.
Points in the middle of the 0.
Yeah.
Reminds me of 2014 number 3 as well.
Ooh,
That's
I just got one of those somewhere on the desk here. I wonder where that went. Wow, it just happens to be right here on top. CJ sent me this because I've been looking for this for 6 years. Pull that out. Let me see if I can make this focus. God love you, CJ. Yeah. I started looking for these 6 years ago.
Oh, yeah, that's a beauty.
Yep.
All right. And again, I've got these points. Looks like rather than an oval, it looks like a cat's eye. I've got the points at the top and the bottom. I've got extra thickness, in this direction. And the big one on this one is the die chip in the middle of the 4. Keep an eye out for that. And we can compare the shape of this to the shape of that 2019. And you see a lot of similarities, especially the points inside the 0. Yeah, they're out there. And something like this at Hurley Center is probably good for a few bucks. Pretty decent shape on it.
Emails are rolling in.
Here they come. Yeah, that's pretty good shape on here. This is probably good for a few bucks. Yup. You know, you see these videos talking about these multi-million-dollar coins. Look for this 1894 Barber dime in your pocket change because they sold for $1.5 million. You're not going to probably find one of those in your pocket change, but you'll find one of these. You can find something like this, and it's worth a few bucks. And that's kind of worth your time. This is what the hobby is finding and cataloging these things and getting one of everything. Kind of nifty. Get the best one you can of each one. This is what adds breadth to your collection. Everybody's got, you know, all the dates and mint marks. Well, take it to the next level and get some variety in your life.
You said that was Chris Hurley's?
That's Chris Hurley's.
Okay.
There we go.
Once again,
Variety is the price of life.
this week, I have to congratulate you.
Chris is having internet issues.
Come back.
I got Stanley's email up right now.
You do? Okay.
Okay, let me just.
I'm going to start off with this. So the email is asking, I was looking at some PMD on this dime until I started moving the light source. The subject spots are raised metal. To add to the confusion, there is heavy scratch in the area. The raised portions are shown in with the arrows in the white, which is going to be that picture. The red arrows are pointing to the scratch. Debunking the PMD, I am assuming a clash with the area to the northwest. The southeast area looks to be doubled of the leaf, or perhaps just a clash. There's nothing. He says there's nothing on the attributed for Wexler and Variety Vista. So the first thing that I want to do is let me just do this. Give me 1 second here. I am going to do this part, and I'm going to share this entire thing so you guys see what's going on.
I'd like to see the whole coin first.
Yeah, I got the picture. There you go. Okay, so here's the whole coin obverse. Here's the whole coin reverse. So the picture that he's got is going to be in this area right up in here. So over on madddieclashes.com, there somebody has actually put together overlays of what the clashes would look like. So they have the obverse side, and then they have the reverse side. So if this was a clash, the reverse, it's going to show up basically right across the bottom of this stem right here. And let's see, right across the bottom of the stem and going up this way. So the pictures that he's got is this area over
that one picture
to
of
the
his
side
of
over
the
here.
whole reverse. Can you blow that whole reverse picture up that he has?
It's pixelated.
Yeah.
And all of this glare right here is not helping us. So we have a picture of this area right here. And then there's another picture that looks like he's saying that it looks like that the leaf right here is doubled possibly in between these leaves. So, but as far as looking at the clash aspect, the only thing that's going to show up as far as clashes is going to be over on this left side, going right underneath the berry here through the stem. There's nothing over here that is clash. Looking at because there might be something in here, but then the other part of the clash is going to show up. Really in the flat field is going to show up along here, but I'm not seeing anything that is immediately, telling me a clash. So looking at the pictures, so this is a leaf right here, this is the berry, and this is the leaf right here. So what he's pointing at is this line right in here, which that line right there is somewhat consistent to this space, right in here, because that's just east of the berry stem right here. So that I believe that part would be close. But this extra piece in here, next to leaf, there's nothing that would signify a die clash. So I'm not sure what would be.
There's a lot of contact marks on that coin, and the top photo, I would want to say that would be die deterioration, but that bottom photo, I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of contact marks on it, so it's hard to tell from those pictures exactly what's going on.
Yeah, there's unfortunately this would be great if the lighting wasn't reflecting immediately off of the coin, because the parts that we need to see are right here, and it's all being covered up by glare. But just looking overall at the coin, the contact marks, you got them here, 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 here. You can see them all across here, and then up and down here. So as far as like die clashes, possibly a part of it, but die clashes aren't necessarily attributed by Wexler or Variety Vista.
Yeah.
They do die varieties. The die clash is more, in my opinion, a little bit more of an error, because that is not a miss. I don't know what the word is.
A die clash falls into both categories.
Oh, yeah, it's
An
a kind
error
of gray area.
occurred during production, but that error changed the design. So who wins? That's a gray area. Is it a variety or is it an error? Well, you can get another one. That's what I say. So I call it a die variety.
Wasn't he asking if it was a die clash or a DDR?
It could be a number of things. It could always be just a gouge on the die. Some mint worker dropped his sandwich and impacted it. Maybe it was a really heavy sandwich. Two dies scuffed together when they're being put away can leave a mark on the die. You can have drop letters that can get in the way. You can have struck-through items that change the appearance of the shapes, especially in the tiny areas that we're looking at. But that is a really good spot on the die. I'm thinking above that leaf to the right. That's a really compelling argument. But the shape seems a bit off.
Yeah, I think we need better pictures.
Yeah. But I'm siding right now with the idea of a double die. That's where my gut says go.
On this part right here, on the space between the leaves right here,
right there.
The space between the leaves. I like the curvature. That curvature, that raised curvatures is leading in the right direction, versus the top image to where it's straight and it doesn't really follow any sort of
pointing to on the picture though.
What's that?
See, I was telling Jeff, see where he's pointing to on the picture though?
I see where he's pointing to the picture. On the bottom picture, you have a little curvature there.
Yeah. That blunt end on the upper right of that extra mass.
That curvature leads me into wanting to see more, versus the one on the top to where it's straight and it doesn't follow any of the design elements. So that curvature leads me to more further inquiry, versus the top image to where that's just a straight line that doesn't have any. It just doesn't follow the curvature of design in that area.
Yeah, the top image that looks more like a gouge to me.
Yep.
I guess I'm just not seeing what curvature you're talking about, or that you say.
So if you look at the right arrow.
Yeah.
Right there, right in that area. It's a swoop there.
Yeah, but it's going up.
It's curving like this.
Yeah. So what part of the design is that matching?
I don't know. That's why I said something. That's what I'm saying.
Oh,
I would look closer at that versus something like the top image. I don't know what it is. I don't think the images are good enough to make
Yeah.
that decision. That's what I'm saying.
I just thought maybe.
I don't know what it is. It's
Yeah.
just it needs. I'd look further in that area versus the top image.
Yeah.
But so if you guys ever come across something where you think it may be a clash, go over to Mad Die Clashes because they have really good denominational overlays for a lot of coins that just in this is just happens to be the Roosevelt. But they've got like all of the 10-cent overlays. Like here's your Mercury, here's your seated. And they have all these different denominations, and they have, if you're looking at the obverse or if you're looking at the reverse, so you can say, and this one even has an outline of where you are going to see the strongest evidence of clashing. You're going to be looking for these areas around here for your strongest, depending on whether you're looking at the obverse or the reverse. So yeah, so they have a ton of denominational overlays, and so if you ever come across something that you think could be a clash, see if you can line it up. Generally, they will be lined up like this. I have seen some that are rotated a little bit, but still, even if it's rotated, you're just gonna have to move the lines to where which way the directional of how it's rotated, and then the rest of it should line up.
Chris is saying he'd be more inclined to say either die damage or die clash, but like I said, it's up in the air. I think
better pictures are needed for sure.
Yeah, he was gonna see if he can suppress the light on another picture. So
yeah, maybe try to get a closer picture of the entire reverse so that we get a better view of the entire reverse, and it's not pixelated too, because I'd like to see.
All right, so I thought up a question earlier that kind of sort of hit on a little bit earlier. So I know most people that collect coins do it as a hobby. So most people that do coins, that watch this show, that do the roll huntings, they have a full-time job outside of it. What do you do to make time for coins?
I don't go to my brother's house.
So I think that's a good topic that we can.
I had a lot more time
for
for coins before my grandkids got here. I had nothing but time.
Back when I worked, it was, when I had time off, when I had hours to kill, when there's nothing else going on, when I could pile up the dishes in the oven and just forget about washing them. There's lots of tricks. I would do it like binge. People binge watch TV. I would binge watch coins. I got a 6-hour block of time. I got the afternoon off. It's raining out there. So I think I'll look at some of these Indian pennies. Ooh, that'll be neat. I think I'll work on putting together an album. All right, and getting that organized. So I got all my dates and mid-marks in order. Build a whole set. Finish it, work on it, develop it further. Sometimes you only have a few minutes, and there you could just work on cleaning up the desk because, oh man,
train wreck.
A few minutes spent on that would be productive. But best I can say is sell off the kids and live in the truck. It's the only way. One thing you can do is bring people into the hobby, because now you're spending quality time. This is what I like. Was it Don Keesler just won the big show, and he's spending the time with his grandchildren. with the coins. Dude, you want to spend some quality time with a young'un, you will find the time for that young'un. Well, here's something to do while you spend the time with them.
That's what I do.
Reschedule everything.
I'm working on my grandkids.
There you go. Get the kids over to mow, and you spoil the kids.
Well, they don't mow, but I spoil them anyway.
Give him a buffalo nickel. He'll mow. Yeah.
He has more buffalo nickels than I do.
Yeah. I could mow.
He's become a bit of a trader. He's abandoned the copper. He's now found a love for nickels. So
Wow. Everybody has their own thing. Your collection will tell you what you want to collect.
look, whatever he wants to collect, he can collect. So
How do you find the time?
I read a lot.
Reading's good. You can always read.
A lot of books. I read a lot.
Yeah, I got a room I read in.
I
That's all I do.
study. Like it's my job.
How do you find the time? If you want to do it, you'll prioritize it, and you'll find the time. And once you get going, it's hard to put it down.
Yep.
Boy, ain't that the truth.
Chris says, I've been taking my kids to coin shows, and the dealers love it. They keep giving them cool stuff to try to pique their interest.
And then takes it all from him.
I was going to say, kids get nothing.
Then he sells it to me.
You just tell him, let me hold on to this for you. I got a safe place for this.
Coin books, Linda.
But the
I'm just
rest
talking
do it.
about coin books. I read other things every once in a while. I still am trying to dig into Polly Nickel's book. But that's one that I can tell I'm gonna end up opening up and not being able to put down. So I need to make sure I have time for that.
But this kind of thing, if it's just one coin at a time, that's plenty. It doesn't take long. It doesn't take long to look at a coin. Looking at 1,000 coins, yeah, that takes a little longer.
Sometimes.
I got 1,000 Indian pennies I got to hunt down, see what's in there. Trey says, I never get cool stuff from the dealers. Maybe because I just bought an MS64 CC and some gold. Yeah, well, you'll be the dealer one day.
You do get stuff from your coin dealer, Trey. You get great deals. That's what you get. That's better than free stuff.
You know, where do you find the time for your hobbies? Where do you find the time to go fishing? If it's important to you, you make the time.
Yep. Sometimes you have more time than others, you know.
You know, life will get in the way on occasion. A lot of people get into the hobby when they're young because, geez, you got after school, you got hours and hours a day. Just skip the TV, turn that thing off, and you got all kinds of time. And then you go to college, you get married, you get a job, life gets in the way. A lot of people set it down for years, but they come back to it. That's kind of neat when you come back to it in your 30s, 40s, 50s, because now you have an income.
Or just start in your 30s, 40s, 50s.
Yeah. I could spend $15 on an album, or $20 on a folder, or, pick up a sack of pennies, or I kind of like that shiny one. I think I'll just pick that up for fun.
What about you, Shumar? You asked
Me, how do I find time?
Yeah.
So, I mean, this was my full time for a long time. It was, and then life catches up to you.
It's true.
Say it easy. Life catches up to you. Now I'm working.
Chris.
Where do you find time to try on your cowboy hats?
Oh no! Don't go there, Chris. Let it go. Let it go.
Why do I'm still trying to figure out why I always have to be the run of the joke, but we'll go with it, Chris.
Because it's fun.
So, with me working 40 to 50 hours a week nowadays, you got to do what you got to do. I mean,
I'll be back.
You do what you have to do when you have to do it, so that you can do what you want to the rest of the time.
Yes, I mean, right now, what I work 7 to 3:30, and then I just sit around and mess with coins the rest of the day. It's something I enjoy doing. It's something I'll continue to do, even, working 40, 50 hours a week. You make time for it. It's something you enjoy. It's something you really like doing. You make time for you absolutely make time for it. Time's something you can't waste, but wasting it on coins is a good option to waste it on.
I do it all
There's
the
a lot
time.
worse things you can waste it on. So it comes down to a little bit of time management too. Right now I'm, restructuring the coin business and doing all that happy, fun stuff. But it's fun, you get to, at least for me, I've had awesome opportunities for awesome coins to pass through my hand. That's been absolutely amazing. I've handled most Lincoln cents, I've handled quite a few high dollar Lincoln cent varieties. And it's a fun along the way. Absolutely. I've met, all of us have met some really, really cool people. I just need to ignore chat because Chris is going again. But you make time. Absolutely, you do. It's something you enjoy doing. Keeps you out of trouble. That's the other thing. Keeps you out of trouble. Or get you in trouble when you're just buried neck deep in coins. It's okay.
Yeah, if I get more in here, I won't be able to move. We'll be trapped. They'll cut a hole in the side of the wall to get me out. Coins will spill out.
Scrooge McDuck.
Jeff says, sorry, the pics are turning out terrible. Time for a new camera phone. It was fine until the latest iOS update. I'll work on it, baby. That dime you have, Jeff, that's worth holding on to give it further investigation. The best ideas right now are die clash, some sort of gouge on the die, which is odd to have several, but they're close together, or a double die. John Claggett sets aside 4 to 6 hours each day for coins.
I'd probably do the same. But Jeff Stanley, being able to notice those small, minute details that close, I mean, that's, you're picking out the something that's against the grain in essence. I mean, that shows that you're putting in the time and effort and knowledge to be able to see those small things like that.
Yeah, you're in the groove. Okay, I'm going to pull up another one. I see 3 unread, so give me a moment here.
I think CJ has one sitting in standby. CJ, whose email is this?
I think CJ's in the reading room.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, we got one here from Jeff Stanley. Let's see what we got here. I lost it. Wait. I need 2 screens. This is from Jeff Stanley. He's showing off his incredible Woody on a 1928 Polish 2 gruzes on a Polish coin.
Yep,
there it is, 2 Grozzies.
Yep, I've seen those.
And that is a magnificent Woody right there.
Yes, that's fine, GJ. But yeah, these these foreign copper plant chips. I've seen a ton of wood grain stuff, and I pick them all the time out of bulk foreign bins.
Oh, grab them. I've always said get those woodies. They have character.
Was it British?
Deal.
I have good luck with British halfpennies, with being gorgeous wood grains. That's where I usually find most of them.
If I hit a dealer and he's got a bunch of wheat pennies on his table or in his shop, just pick up. I'll take all these. I'll take this one, that one, and the other one, because when they're like this, they are magnificent. There's a little lower contrast here. There you go. That's a fantastic color. This gives the coin uniqueness. It's not your regular 2 Grazis. Am I pronouncing that right? And eye appeal is everything to a collector, wouldn't you say? If
Yes.
you've got a combination of high grade plus wood grain such as this, you got something. Yeah. And you can pick them up for for a song sometimes. You can pick them up for the same prices as a regular coin for that grade, because people don't know enough to say, aha, look at this one. It's freaking gorgeous. That's a delight. Now, this is just a result of the alloy blend not being quite right. It didn't mix perfectly. It didn't mix to the point that it's a consistent product. It may be that something else got into the mix. A bit of iron, a little fragment of a piece of metal broke off in the equipment. Ain't nothing wrong with those.
I got one sitting here. Let's see if it'll show up.
That's a halfpenny?
I got an angle, but it runs all the way across. What's it, a 40? Yeah, 40 halfpenny. I get them to where they have, streaks like that. I mean, this one's subdued. It's minor compared to most of the other ones I find. But yeah, that one runs all the way across the center of the coin.
There you go.
Yeah, I pick those. Yeah, I like my foreign coins. I like to dig through the bulk bins and pull those out.
There we go. I got a bunch of just a sack of Indians came in earlier today. I'm started going through them, just giving them a quick glance, and I got one. I said, "Oh, geez, there's a nice little woody," and they're streaky. I said, "I got to pick that out for Frank, because Frank likes these things." All right, we can have a closer up look at that. There it is, there on the side, and they're streaky, wood grainy, and it really perks up under the scope if I can get it in there. There you go. If I can get this to show. There you go. You've got these grains going through the whole thing. It'll be light and dark alternating. You've got a thickness to the grain, how coarse or fine it is. You've got how much contrast you have on there. Is it light? Is it dark? Is it bright? Is it vibrant? Sometimes they reflect light a whole lot better than the rest of the coin, even brilliant uncirculated. And you have these tiger stripes. They're magnificent. And you have coverage to consider. Does it go across the entire coin? That Grazi was pretty slick, covered the whole thing. This one, the top bit on the coin is fairly normal, and the bottom bit's fairly normal. But here down the middle, we got this beautiful splash of color going right through there. Then do you have it on both sides or just the one side? Well, the reverse on this is pretty normal.
Yeah, I have a 1907 Indian that looks like a checkerboard.
Yeah.
I cannot seem to find it right now.
Yeah,
All right, guys. Sorry about that.
We'll find you there. I don't know where it's at. I don't know. All right, CJ. So
So the
there's that
question
photo she set
is,
aside.
I was wondering if I could ask a question. This comes from CoinJunkie about, sorry. First, my 2 coins I'd like to know is this coin displaying enough rotation to consider this an error? Correct me if I'm wrong. What I understand, it has to be more than 15 degrees to be considered significant.
Yeah, so I mean, most of them more than 15%. To really add any value, I think you're going to have,
45 degrees.
yeah, they really add some value to it. I mean, they're cool. I mean, you can find them like this. That's the thing. They're honestly not that scarce to find that little rotation like that. So, in all honesty, I don't think it adds too much value. But if you think it's cool, keep it.
Keep it till you get a better one.
But yeah, to really add value, you need a 45-degree rotation on it. In my opinion, at least. I mean, some people. I mean, that's an opinion, of course. But
Great shape, but the rotation is minor. It's not going to add any premium to it.
and Chris agrees with that as well.
Who sent this one in?
Coin Junkie, I
Coin
believe.
Junkie.
Yeah, you start to pick. I look at the fine details and flip the whole coin over and look at more fine details. I probably miss a lot of rotated dives.
They gotta be pretty drastic for me to take the time for them.
Says
So
it
is it-
also has a clash on reverse.
Keep it.
Yeah,
Okay.
the 70s, especially in the mid 70s, dude, they are ripe with clashes. They ran those styles so dang hard, and they really didn't do a lot of work trying to clean the dies up after they clashed. Because you can find just stupid scores of them, but when you can find a nice red coin that doesn't have a lot of contact marks and has, other things going on with it, like a rotation and a clash, keep it, because that's a cool coin.
I'm looking at that 2 Gras. That's magnificent.
Let's see. Here's one here. See if I can get that. This is 1906. Heavy wood grain. All right, you can see that one pretty good. These are nice ones to find. This came out of Bulk Indians as well.
Yeah, I'm probably
So you can find them.
tonight.
Yeah, Paul had to leave, so. Let's see. Is there any more emails?
I see one.
I'm trying to pull. I got Coin Junkies. Come on.
Yeah, I'll probably go through these Indians tonight. See what else.
I love Indians.
There are plenty.
Indians do not last long. Everybody loves Indians.
Yeah.
I don't love Indians. I very love Indians. So this one comes from, this is another one from Coin Junkie. And he says, read this first. I'd like your opinion on a coin I found a few days ago. I believe it may have two errors existing on the same coin. I'm thinking lamination error and clipped planchet. So this looks like it's on a 1978 Canadian small cent. It looks like, I believe this is the lamination he's talking about, is this section right in here. Right through the leaf in the bottom of the one.
Looks like a lamb to me.
Yep,
And
it's
then
lamination.
the clip part he's talking about is down here at the bottom, and really good picture is that from the side of it. It's from the edge of the coin, and that's what it looks like on the bottom.
Do you have a picture of the other side of that clip? Like up
No, just-
close?
Two pictures of yeah, that's all I got.
It doesn't look like a traditional clip to me.
I'm not sold on the idea of a clip. It looks kind of clip-like, but it may have.
Usually, if it's a clip, it would be curved in or maybe a straight clip, but
Yeah.
there's like maybe if just this part,
No,
but
something
this
smacked
this
right
looks, yeah, this looks like damage in here on this side of it.
Yeah, right there. It's a little bit of a rim ding.
That's been pounded.
Yeah, that edge. That's something's odd to me, and I can't figure out what exactly it is. Frank's saying crimped and stretched out.
Okay, that edge of the rim comes down and it doesn't fade away at the top. It keeps on going almost halfway across this anomaly. And it looks like an S.
This part right here.
That's an impact damage. Yeah, right there. You got it. You got it exactly. That tells me this is impact damage.
And it came out of OBW roll. It still took a hit in that area no matter where it came from, but yeah, something's off there.
But otherwise, this section right in here, as far as the lamination,
That looks legit.
Yeah, it's a lamination.
that would be
Yeah, there's no question there.
the section of the coin right here.
John Cleggan asks, could it be a filled clip?
I've never even heard of a filled clip.
No, I haven't either.
The pressing would extrude the metal partly in. Now, no, made up term.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to call on
Six
this one.
pictures. Those are all 6 pictures. Coin Junkie.
Go back to
those
that
are
edge.
all 6 pictures that were sent.
Yeah, I don't like that.
A good clip should be even thickness all the way
Wait, hold
across.
on. I'm at
Yeah,
the-
because if it was say struck on, if that was the end of the sheet, if that was a ragged type clip, I'd
okay,
want to
there's
see
no-
more ragged to that
hold
clip.
on. Okay, what about that one? I missed one.
Up and drove over.
See,
Yeah, no,
and
see that.
on this side, that looks like damage.
Yeah, I'm seeing some. That looks like damage to me. If you look down this left, you can see some dentals there down on that bottom left,
Down here.
right down there. Yeah, you can see some remaining dentals there. So
Yeah, Coin Junkie, I can't count. It's cool.
and
So I'm like 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. Come on, there's 6 pictures.
and if you look at if you look right under the deed, you see all those those dentals are still there. So there's no weakness in those. Like I'd want to see if that was an authentic clip.
But like here, like the curvature of the actual coin doesn't like curve in when we're talking about curved clips. It's just it's just the top edge, bottom edge of this side of the coin that has something happen to it.
It's not a clip. Something happened to it. Damage from something, most likely. Error-wise, if it is an error, I don't know what to put my finger on. My gut's telling me it's damaged, to be completely honest with you.
Well, you still have a lamination out of it, so if nothing else, just hold on to it and keep looking for options.
Yeah, there's there's so many errors under the sun that I get them all mixed up sometimes. So set to the side, do some research, see if you can find something that matches it. Start with the assumption of damage and try to prove that wrong. That's what I would say.
Yeah, you can have coins that come out of OBW rolls that have damage on them. Like on the back of this coin, it's already got a bunch of bag marks and stuff in it. So, just because it came out of an OBW roll doesn't mean that it's going to be flawless.
I go in for Frank. He picked up a little pick. Where are you here? You ready? Frank sends this one in. He picked it up for I don't know how much. Around $25, I suppose. It's an 1853 Arrows and Rays. It's a quarter. And they changed the design to add rays and arrows because, well, they changed the size, the composition. Okay. 1853 is what it says. But he flips it over, and there's an O just above the R and D in quarter dollar. Well, that's not too bad. It's in lower grade. It's probably very good, perhaps. I wouldn't go better than very good. I'm missing a lot of shield detail here. Oh, let's see. But, well, what's the difference in price if you look at 1853 in good, 26, whereas a 53, 28. Okay, there's a couple of bucks. Maybe a few bucks more. Very good.
The biggest difference is your mintage. Your mintage for the 1853 is about 13 or 15 million, and the 1853 drops to 1.3 million.
Aha. It sure does. Yeah. In higher grades, it really picks up a premium. In lower grades, not too much. But they're out there. Yep. Do you believe the holder? Do you believe what they say when they say, here's a great coin? Look, I've got one here. It's MS67. No, MS75 with full steps.
And a full torch. Yep.
Yeah, that's a
See that?
coin.
It's
Right
full
there.
torch.
Got it all. check your coins. Don't believe what's written on there, because did the dealer write it on there? Did he buy it from somebody who just walked in off the street and they didn't know quite as much, so they left off the mint mark not knowing, and he just put it out. Check those things. You can get some glorious finds just by knowing what to look for. A mint mark, real simple thing.
I've been getting really lucky with early 90s NGC holders recently. Been picking them up really, really cheap, and there's been some really, really nice coins.
Oh, I just picked up a $50. That came in. I'm liking it. It will not focus ever.
Okay, Ken, the next one has your name written all over it.
Does it? It says it can.
Yes. It says, I can't find anything online, and I'm sure Ken has a book. So, there, yeah, it's got Ken all over it.
Okay. For Newcomb's book, what you can do is go to PCGS, right? They've got lots and lots of them already diagnosed, already pictures in place. Let's see, here is the screen. All right. Where's PCGS? And large sense would be a Newcomb thing. Let's see. Cornet had large sense.
So he's asking that I know it's a Newcomb variety, but I would like an explanation of it.
What number? No,
Newcomb 48?
let me
No,
pull
I'm sorry,
it up.
28. Newcomb 28. And it's an 1849 1 cent.
So, I mean, I can jump in on this too a little bit if
1849. We'll have to figure it out. Let's see. I don't have the Newcomb book.
I don't either, but you can still
I'm looking at the coin right now.
describe the Newcomb varieties and how he
I was going to say,
catalogs
if it
them.
was snow, I can do snow all day long.
Okay, you're looking for repunch dates and design varieties. Sometimes it's the hair, sometimes it's the leaves. I'm going to look at the date real quick here. I'm a little zoomed in. This date looks pretty normal. Check the size on that 9. I don't see a repunch date in the dentals. $13 stars is the right number. I'm not seeing any splits in the serifs,
Give me a second.
so we're probably doing a design variety on the reverse.
What's the Newcomb?
48, he said?
What's Newcomb
28.
variety? Newcomb 28, and it's what's the date? 48.
1849.
1949.
All right, let's find 1849. I'm in the wrong series. That's a braided hair set, 1849. Pull up the variety listings.
So in essence, what Newcomb did was Newcomb went through and studied, say, he kind of sort of did what Grailman did. So he kind of you went through and you cataloged all the different design varieties, dye pairs, because during that time, all the dyes that were used, most of them are going to be a little bit subtly different, in terms of, a little bit of a different design, how things are positioned, the way the stars look, things of that nature. So that's how Newcomb went through and cataloged all of these. Grellman did the same.
Okay, I see it. It's a double dye in the reverse. I see some splits on the E. On the S, I'm not seeing much else. It's a pretty, okay, a little bit on the C in America. Let me look at his example here. Boy, that's hard to see. Check out the serifs on the C. It seems to be a double die reverse. I'm not going to see it up here.
Yes, PCGS. That's what I use. I use PCGS a lot. You go through and you look. I think NGC has a lot of diagnostics for some of these in terms of scarcity. I know there was a site somewhere where there was a Newcomb varieties and how they, in terms of scarce, how common they were. I forget the resource for that. I think an NGC, but I could be wrong.
Well, the different attributors do it differently. Snow, for example, he just listed 1, 2, 3, right? Snow 9, Snow 14. Newcomb, same thing. He found a variety and called it number 1. He found another variety, called it number 2. But it doesn't give a hint as to what it is. If all you have to work with is N28. Okay, so if you don't have his work, you have to sleuth it. This would be a double die reverse. Later attributors came along and would assign them attribution codes, right? So you have DDR number 1, DDO number 2. That works a whole lot better because at least you have some idea of what you're looking for. It would be a double die reverse, or a double die obverse, or an RPM, a repunch mint one. But on yours, I think I see something on the T in cent. I've got something on the U. It may be. It looks like a double die reverse. Well, I can tell you, baby, that's a pretty darn pretty thing right there. Well, that's a handsome piece otherwise. What was that?
Oh, it was just a dragon.
Hey,
Yeah, that's a real nice looking coin there, John.
Yeah, that's a peach. I've got an N4 sitting in front of me here, which is a date. But it doesn't say N4 is a repunch date unless you have his work right in front of you. Yeah, there you go. This one's hard to miss. Let's see if I can get my arrow.
That's a good
a
one.
little.
I lost my arrow. Wait
Oh,
for it.
wow, that's nice.
Yeah, that's pretty defined right there.
That's the guy making the die mockers. He got hit by the shed.
Yeah, that's a pretty piece right here.
Or hung over.
Hit by the shed.
Hey, it's 1846. There's nothing going on. May as well hit the moonshine, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just around the gold rush time.
That's extra metal jumping out because this guy was a mile off. What is this? Explain how this happened. What's going on here? What was this? It's not a 4.
And that's the original hit too, the lighter one.
That's why I had to do it over because what? Oh God, education back in the day was slight. That's why people had different spelling last names. They couldn't spell anyway, and nobody was there to teach them how to spell their name. So you had a lot of changes in people's last names. Kind of neat. My great-great-great-great-grandfather was a Tebbit. His son was a Tabit. His son was Tibbets.
Wow.
No fooling. That's the way it goes. Okay, well, there's a thing to look out for.
That's gorgeous.
You get those coins, right, and check them. You'll find little differences here and there, which are probably recorded somewhere, but may not be. Something like the older coins, the large cents, they've probably been scanned pretty heavily. But that doesn't mean they checked every darn one of them. Your surviving population of these is, in the thousands. Where the mentions was millions, it could well be that almost all specimens have been lost to time, except for one or two.
Look in the denticles just about 5 o'clock from the 6. You see a curve there? Looks raised compared to the other denticles, too.
Yeah, it looks like an MPD.
I can't get the arrow here.
See that about 5 o'clock from the number 6, yeah.
There?
Right there.
No,
Right-
go
Next
back.
one over
Next-
to the left.
next one to the left,
Right
right there.
It's offset and it's rounded looking.
It's top of the 6.
Could be doo-doo.
I'm thinking that's voodoo, baby. I'm not feeling the love here.
Because there's gunk and I
Look
see
how
gunk
that other
and
one is offset.
That's voodoo. I think this is an absence of doo-doo. We could probably add some doo-doo to it.
The doo-doo had doo-doo.
That's on a large set, right?
That's a large set.
Ken, so where'd you pick that one from?
Really?
eBay.
It's another eBay one?
That's eBay. I looked at that, and dude, it was a lot smaller than this. Let's see if I can shrink that down. Nope, that's moving it.
I can't help but see stuff like that.
The big
Yeah, I have a bunch of,
eBay was probably akin to this. I'm thinking, dude, what? That's something right there, because I can see this and that and this, and especially that. That's what sold me up. Yeah.
Yeah, I have some graded large cents coming in next week that look very promising.
Find a lot of nice large cent woodies too.
The camera quality has reached a point where we can look online at things that are just being sold regularly on eBay, on Collector's Corner, on Facebook even. That's a delight. Geez, the camera phones are getting up there on USA Coin Book, and you can pick out these neat little nifties. I don't know what I paid for this. Probably $40. It's it's a $150 coin, a $200 coin.
10 out of 18 snows.
Yes.
10 out of 18 snows. CJ.
That's tough, man.
Oh, can you show off that new one you got?
Schumer's throwing slabs at us here.
Yeah, I'm throwing slabs. Old Allentown, I've been finding a lot of.
Ooh, Tony. Wow, that camera picked it up nice too.
That's got full steps.
On the reverse, that's a rainbow tongue. It's hard to pick that up.
It's a dimple.
Hell no.
Let me get my other camera up here.
I gotta look into a couple of those actually.
Yep.
So, by the slab style, that was
Flyer.
pre-93.
That's the big one. Boom, right in the middle.
That's one of the big ones. So if you guys don't know what this one is, this is a 1857 Flying Eagle, and the key point about this variety, which is known as Snow 16, is that die break interior die chip right there.
It's like his wings are melting.
Yeah, basically, yeah. So there's other pieces that are going on in the coin, but that's one of those things that, they just stand out. So like one of the other ones that I picked up, which happens to be actually this one right here. Let's see.
Dang you, CJ, that's the one I've been looking for.
I'm gonna have one up for sale soon, if you want it.
I have no money left now, thanks, CJ.
You're welcome. Okay, so here's. I can't really show it on this picture very well, but here this is straight from the eBay pictures. So this is exactly how it came to me. And the one thing that I did notice immediately, and I could narrow this down to a couple of varieties, is the doubling on the wing and the doubling on the A and the doubling on the C, specifically the doubling on the A right here. With that doubling on the A, then I look over on the I, and then I'm going to see doubling underneath the I right there.
Nope, still showing live.
And then I'm going to see it right here on the end. So what this tells me, and there's a few more key points that I can see, is I can see the extra piece on the S. But basically what this is going to be is that this is going to be a Snow 4. And I know that because when I look at the wing tip is missing. So, but just with that piece right there, and this is just from a picture, I'm like, okay, I can, with that doubling right there, I can tell it that it's a Snow 3 or Snow 4 immediately.
You got the normal O and of?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the obverse of 1856 only affected or only shows up on Snows 1 and 2.
Okay.
So Snow 2 has 5 different obverse dies that have the obverse of 1856.
Oh, wow.
So there's 1 or 2 versions of Snow 1, and then there's 5 distinctive different dies for Snow 2.
Cool.
So, but that O, if you see a square or a rectangle inside of it, that is the obverse of 1856. And when you can find that, it's either a Snow 1 or a Snow 2 already.
I remember that from, I think, maybe the Coin Seminar weekend or something like that with the square O, and I've been looking for those suckers now.
Yeah, you want one?
Maybe.
I'm pretty sure that I have a good or a very good Snow 2 extra.
Very interesting.
I find things.
What is your camera doing there?
It's because it's catching the light and the other light. So it's trying to decide which light to go after. So I'll just fix it.
Camera 1, camera 2. There you go. Very
So any more emails?
Yeah, there's one. I'm still trying to dig into this Newcomb 28.
What?
The N28 that John Claggett sent in. I don't have Newcomb's book because, dude, that's been out of print for decades. Some of these books are hard to get.
Yeah, I was just going to say, talk about scarce coins. What about scarce books?
Them books, dude, they're tough.
Rarity scale.
There are probably more surviving coins than there are surviving books in some cases.
Especially now after Mr. Stanton passed away recently.
Yeah, cherry pickers guys are selling for $100, $200. Good Lord!
Wow.
And they were $25 to begin with. Hopefully they'll come up with another edition and print twice as many because people are eating those up. Gosh, get the books. I keep saying it. Get the books, because without the books, you can't. It makes it very hard to distinguish what an N24 or an N18 or this here N4 is all about. What's a Cohen 2? Right. There's a lot of work put in by these numismatic guys, these numismatists, and it's being lost to time. If the last book goes, then what? All their work is gone. Meanwhile, it's been cited and referred to, thousands of times in the prose over here, in the canon. What's that? 1892. Looks like a Columbia $50.
So the question is from Roadrunner, is this a DDO?
I see a nice, sharp, shiny strike.
So the first thing I recognize is on the west side of the entire date and all the way over here on the 0 or on the O. But
Thinner.
you see how this is a different color from the field and a different color from the device. The first thing that this tells me is that this is a machine doubling. So the number one thing that I would say is take it out of the plastic, because this reflection is harsh. So we have it on the west side of the 8 over here, and here we're seeing it on the west side of the O in world.
What is this? This was a 2, right?
It's 92, yeah.
Yeah, I agree, John. That's definitely not a repunch deal.
I'm not seeing any evidence to lend credence to any theory other than mechanical.
I got flat shelf here, flat shelf here, flat shelf here, flat shelf here, flat shelf here.
Here, shelf, there, shelf.
Everywhere, shelf. So yeah, to me, everything about this says mechanical doubling.
Yeah.
Flat shelf, reduction in design, especially on this too. We all, like, if you look at other examples and you look at this too, it's got this big bulb on it, and your design is reduced.
I had an Olympic coin from 1988, I think, that it looked like hub doubling, but it wasn't. Of course, much later than this coin was made, but same difference.
Yeah, I'm going to agree. I'm seeing MD on almost the entire,
especially when you have it on the date and other devices. When you see it across multiple, then that means that if it was a repunch date, it would only exist on the date. It wouldn't happen anywhere else on the devices. And if you have something that is existing on the date and the devices, well, that's something that happens at the time of striking.
A key indicator for a double die is the devices are thicker than normal.
Additive, not subtractive.
Yeah. The material I have, there's 3 repunch dates, and it doesn't match any of them.
The ravenous feline has awoken.
So yeah, not feeling the love on this one.
MD.
Those 25S's are nice, man.
Well, one's normal.
Very cool.
And one is thicker.
Thank you.
Where's that arrow? That 9 is thicker. The mint mark is punched in after the date is already in existence before the mint mark's added, so you wouldn't see it there. Right, but the 2 is thicker. The 5 is thicker. And the 1, well, you don't see it so much because I got some doo-doo here on the side. It's thicker.
Look at the difference where the S's in respect to the 9 is on each one, too.
Yeah, that'll show you that it was added separately from the date.
Boom, that's a real glaring example there.
Yeah. You get those mint marks and be all over the place, man.
I know.
Okay, look, I got to take a break for a couple of minutes.
Right on.
I'll be back.
I now have a cat on my lap.
Kitty cat.
Just
Any other emails?
Nope.
that's really nice. The main coin he's got there, the commemorative. I always wanted to get into those, but they're always just a little bit too pricey for me. For decent examples.
So I can pull this up. CJ talked about this die classic in the 70s.
Mhm.
60s. I find them a lot in the 60s too.
It's like every third coin in between 73 and 74. Just they're just rampant. And all you have to do is turn the coin over, and you can see like half of the memorial building is missing. You know, the tops of the bays are completely polished out. Like it's evident that these things clashed hard.
See if that'll come up. There it is. It's in the 2x2, but that's where you're going to see that clash.
In the memorial, yeah. Bay 3.
There's
Bay
got to
3
be
and
some
Bay
kind
4.
of set point that they use on the presses that tells the die how far to come down. Maybe they had bad ones of those.
Gapping.
So this is 64. I find them on 64s a lot.
Like a limiter or something like that. I don't know what you would call that. I know who would know though.
Things.
Yeah, right in Bay 3.
Mr. Pye.
Yeah, it's Bay 3/Bay 4 because that curve in the back of his neck lands in the bottom of Bay 4, but the back of his basically his neck is in Bay 3, and then you go over to Bay 8, and that's his chin.
I saved the ones where I can see the mirrored letters.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Bye, Chip.
Sorry, Chip.
Because I am a little
Look, this coin was just sitting on my desk, so I don't know.
It's a coin.
7 day. I don't know why it's sitting there.
All right, Roadrunner, take it easy. Ben must be reading the penny saver.
You go, Jerry.
Now?
Huh?
We just looking through stacks of coins now.
I was just there was like 3 or 4 coins sitting on the desk by the scope. I don't know why.
Oh, I got that.
Love that
That's
guy.
everyone.
Yeah, 3 or 4. I've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, a pile, and then
Okay, I was
another
being conservative.
30.
Okay, I was being very, very conservative on that number.
You're gonna fall.
All right, is there any more emails?
Let me refresh it.
No.
Yeah, just came in. We got one from John Claggett, and it's another Nukem, and it's a Nukem 8
Oh, this happened
on an
today.
1818 large stamp.
Hello, Luca.
Ken, are you in the Morgan craze now?
Oh, well, it just happened, dude. It wasn't planned. It's one of those things. Yeah, so I got that. You know, I have a couple of coins just sitting on the desk here. Over here. Yeah.
I see a piece. Whoa.
Where'd you go here? Yeah, there's a few pieces, a few Morgans. That one's kind of grungy. Some are looking pretty good. Dude, the picture, they love these things.
That sound. Oh, it's amazing.
Oh,
Yeah.
A couple of them stack up. Oh, give me.
Yeah, I'm a fan of big silver.
Yep, exactly, Jeff.
Then there's this.
Like,
This happened. That's my project for probably tonight or tomorrow night or sometime.
Bunch of Indian
Yeah,
hats loaded on your desk.
It just,
I haven't looked through coins in a week and a half.
how do you stand it?
I'm starting to get the shakes. I'm starting to get the shakes.
Really, man? No.
Skin's starting to itch. You know.
Want to torture me? Keep me away from my coins for 3 days.
Now, I had a holder for these things. I don't know where the heck that went. So I got to find. After you take the stuff out and look at them and show them off, then you got to, well, re-identify them so you can put them away right. Okay, that's the one I want. And where'd the holder go?
So you did got a column.
Okay.
Yeah, it's one of three. So I got that one is on a 1998, and then this one is on a 2000.
Oh, too bad that wasn't a wham too.
Yeah, right.
No, hey,
TJ, you said there was another
Nice.
set of photos.
John Claggett was just sending a picture of a Nukem 8. So there's no question.
Okay.
6 RPD. There you go.
Nukem 8 on an 1818 large cent.
very nice. I'll start the bidding on this in a 175.
Oh, really nice coin.
Okay. Oh, I see a little red dot. Let's see what that is.
See what Wild Bill said, Jeff?
I need a fix. It's sitting on my desk.
A little bit more than you wanted, maybe. Yeah.
Okay, 18, 18, Nukem 8 in fine 15. There it is. What's the 1818?
I had an 18 before, but it didn't look nothing like that.
1818 1 cent, large
And
cent.
Nukem 8.
Large cent, N8. Yep. That's not it. I'd look to the size of the date as an indicator of what he sees. You can't see anything right off here. That's the trouble when you're taking pictures through plastic. But that one over on the left was pretty far from the 8 over here.
That is tough to do. Nice job.
I want to give that
I
some
gotta.
attention.
I just found a good topic. If you can give Ken that really quick.
Checking the pot.
My trouble?
What happened?
1818.
Checking the pot.
Oh, I didn't.
Yeah, I'd like to see the surviving too.
Let's pull up a known N8 and see what the issue is. A lot of die tracks around there. You got some cuds up at the top. Looks like it. Nope, that's only on that one.
That die was checking out.
Yeah, that's a later stage. You got cracks all over the place. Let's look at the date here.
That's cool.
Any no notes? Okay, let's see. Well, they're going for good money. What's the 15 go for? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7? Well, red brown. 8.
Wow.
8. certified varieties, or certified specimens, 8 on the Newcomb 8.
By PCGS.
Yep. NGC may have a few.
Surviving can't be much.
No. Well, first off, you got 3 million produced. And I've got to look at the regular coin here.
And this is a subset of that number, too.
Yep. Okay, for the whole darn series, 18, those team large cents are few and far between. You're looking at 10,000 specimens have survived that 200 years since they were produced out of 3.1 million made. There weren't that many coin collectors back in the day. So you have, less than a dozen of these things survive.
Well, they're too valuable.
I suspect the values will be climbing considerably. What do you got here? 15. One sold last year for $46 in F15, NGC graded. Which is, looking at the other values here, that was a
question if that was.
Aha! Look at that. Now we know what you paid. Right. You are set the
That one
requirement.
looks worse than his, though. His looks a lot nicer than that. 4701568. 4701568. That is this. Oh,
one.
that's the exact same one. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. We found a sales listing.
What a rotten picture.
You got that for $46. You stole it. Okay, 1818, 1 cent coronet head large cent F15 die crack. Okay, all we're gonna do is find the die crack. There's their photo. Must be going through the date.
John said, "Yep, that's it."
Okay, they got one here. This a regular one? That's a regular. There you go. They got a die crack starts up here in the stars.
Yep, John, you stole it in half.
He likes the big
And stole it
coppers.
good.
Nothing wrong with it.
Okay, I can go through the date. That's almost around that circumnavigates the coin. Let's look at John's. I can't make it out. It's just too darn dark.
Good pickup.
Yeah. But did you see, right, if, where'd it go? It's being referred to as a die crack over here on PCGS. No, on the auction prices. Okay, this is PCGS. Yeah, die crack. I told you, some of these minor varieties, they're not drawing a premium because they're not recorded. Chips, cracks, some of them are prominent and should probably, I expect, gain a premium, but there's no recording of them. A lot of these, Wexler, copper coins. What's the other one? Variety Vista. Typically, you'll see 3 items listed: double die obverse, double die reverse, and RPM. But there's so much more going on with these coins, all these varieties. Sometimes you get the transitionals, right? The WAMs, for example. Even finding information on those is scant. You got to look over to this site for CUDs. You look over to that site for trail dies. You check over here for RPMs. If you want to see obverse or reverse double dies, again, that's 2 different pages. I want to see one source
88 RDV6
for everything. And we're working on it. Give it time.
88D RDV6.
It's on P2. Oh man, I'm glad I got a new battery for this thing.
The clash. See a little horn? Deterioration. You get a clash.
Oh yeah.
It's remnants of a clash. So you'll find these a lot to where you can see how they attempted to polish it
Ghost of
off.
the Clash.
I think I'll look at some of the stuff on my desk.
Yes, that's the remnants of a clash. You can see how it's not as crisp, especially on that right side, to where it's kind of sort of sloped off. It's not as prominent as it should be. So that's clash that was polished off. And so you have deterioration runs up through those. Horns on the T, horns on the E.
I got one around here somewhere where you can actually see parts of the weed heads.
Oh, here's one of the
Poor man's 1954 right there.
Yep, exactly.
I got one. You ready? Let me zoom out. Okay, it's a 1922 piece dollar. I gotta look at the back and see if we got a mint mark. Let's see. Where is it? Okay, plain old 1922. All right, pretty decent shape. A little splash over there, a doo-doo. Got that right there.
Low relief.
Pardon?
Low relief.
I don't know my piece dollars, man. I'd have to check it, but I suspect.
21's the only high relief.
Right.
Okay, good. So low relief, but I got these little marks on it. Is it damage or is it something else?
There was a huge crack on the obverse.
Huge. But it's gone. I may have zoomed in too fast. I got to refind that. There it is. Okay, that. Check out the way the shadow bounces off. That's raised. That's raised above the field. So that's a die crack.
Something on the chin.
Not a scratch. It's a die crack. Now you saw them on the front here, down below, and again, that's raised. That's a die crack. It's not a scratch. So this is probably a VAM. Now I've got to go through and compare all the VAMs and find out which one it is.
Good luck. May the odds be ever in your favor.
There are scores of them. There are plenty of them. And the VAMs are collectible. But it's just a die crack. They're collectible because they've been recorded.
Yeah, if there's one series that has been heavily documented, it's the Morans and the Piece dollars in terms of VAMs. Studied so heavily compared to pretty much every other series and denomination.
Yeah. Well, that's what we're doing. It needs doing. Okay, that gets a holder. Let's look at this one.
There's all this stuff.
What you got here? It's an S.
Oh, cool.
An S what? I don't know. I don't know what the dates are even on these things. I said, yeah, I'll take those. It's a 26S. Well, all right. Anything funny? Anything sticking out? Even if you don't know what you're looking for, you can. If you just have a standard reference to start with, you can compare what you have with your standard and say, hey, there's something here it's out of place. It's not supposed to be there.
Raised metal.
Raised metal, extra metal, devices that are too thick. You know, get in there and pay close attention to those mint marks. I don't see anything sticking out of the ordinary here. Yep. What's the survivors on the S26? Because a lot of these dates, that looks pretty normal. A lot of these dates, 26S is a pretty good date.
Love me some Art Deco.
Yeah. Now what you got here? 1921. It was a very good year. They made piece dollars. They came out with those flapper things that the chicks wore at the bars. It's one of my favorite things.
Doing the Charleston. Yeah.
Dum 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 dum. Yeah. I don't see anything out of the ordinary here. Well, that's a looker right there.
That's sharp.
Yeah. That's an AU. Bird is a word. All right. Let's have a look at her. Dum-da-dum. We got a lot of luster on there. If we can make it focus. You had one job.
That's flash, dude.
These cameras get warm and they don't want to focus so easily. Yeah, that's flashy. Ain't nothing wrong with a good shiner.
Yeah. Last year issue.
Yeah. It's been passed around a few times, but not too many times. What's this one? It's got some darn decent luster on it. There's a shiner. 1920.
2.
Oh, it's that 1926 we just had.
Uh-oh, let me mute myself here.
That little spot right there on her temple there where she got shot. Yeah. There's nothing wrong with that, though. Well, silver's jumping through the roof, so I figured, all right, I'll pick some of those up because people are saying, we want silver, we want silver. And if you get it for the right price, well, good. What's this one? 1921, and that's probably VF. She's been passed around. I don't like the toning. It looks like there's no bounce to it. It probably got laundered. That's a decent looker. Well, good. Somebody's got a Morgan dollar coming their way.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, man, the place is lousy with Morgans today. Look at this one. What's this one? That one looks real good. 1921. Another one. I got like 15 of these or something, it looks like. Okay.
They made
Yeah,
bunches.
Yeah,
It is
21 you can usually pick up pretty cheap.
Yeah. Get in there and take a look and see what you can find, because you can find stuff. There you go. There's a die crack right there.
Kaboom.
All right. This could be a VAM. You don't know which one. I'll have to do the homework and find out which one.
Connect the dots.
Yeah. But if it's not a VAM, it'll be added to my database without a cross reference. Oh, she got a busted lip, the poor girl. Sometimes you get something going on in the front, you might have something going on in the back. So we better look. What's this? What is going on here? What's that loop? Let me take a quick look at that. Those are raised marks. Is that a rusted die?
That's what I was going to say. Look similar to rusted dies.
Yeah. Something in. Where are you? Right in down there, right there. What's going on there? Little chip or crack or gouge right in there. And another crack up here starting at the rim. Kind of sneaking its way along. You'll get these. Oh, there's a good one. Right across the tops of in states. Or just states. How's the bird? He looks angry. All right. Well, check them, guys. There's stuff out there you wouldn't know. And some of it has value. Yeah, look for this one in pocket change. What's this one? 21D. There you go. Looks pretty straight up so far. Good shape, lightly circulated. There's a tiny crack. Hardly worth noting. But we'll note it nonetheless. Yeah. Okay, what do we got? We got topical wear across the highest points. A little bit here above the ear. Starting to lose some of the detail on the highest points. This is probably an XF.
Can someone check the email again, please?
Yep. Here, I'll let you look at this for a bit. Oh, it's a red dot. We got an email in. It's from Hoover. Hoover says, I recently received this from my Gramps. Oh, man. Oh, man. What do you guys see? This could be a few moments here. There it is. Oh, that's delightful. Oh, wait till you see this one, guys. Okay, that one. Screen. What grandpa sent a Hoover in
Oh, boy.
1880? Quarter eagle or half eagle. Yep, there should be a mint mark here, but no, not this time around.
Sorry, fire department right outside here.
Yep. Do you see what Hoover got?
What Hoover got?
You got
Ooh. Pre-88 or pre-33.
Yeah, yeah. That's an $1885 gold. You know, about the size of a dime, these things. Cute little things.
Very cool.
You know, and nothing wrong with those. Not too badly worn. Little ding in the bottom. I don't have one. I'm going to be jealous of your little ding in the bottom.
One of those like 90% gold.
Yeah, gold's
90%.
gold's flying right now.
Oh, yeah.
Gold and silver.
What are they at now?
16.
Oh, hello, we're way above that. Let me pull that figure up real quick.
I know.
It's an even
we're
number.
like
Maybe it's 18.
Wow, silver's at 18 and a quarter. Gold's at 15 and a quarter.
in a quarter.
Yeah, that's pushing.
It went up like $25 in like 2 days.
Yeah, that's a good surge. You
That's a big jump.
Pounds.
Big jump.
Okay, gold half eagle, $5. Where are
Sold
you?
early. Story of my life.
There you go. This is what she has. Coronet gold. That thing melts at $368.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There it is. There's a better photo of a better coin, but hey,
Lord.
you know, you got a gold coin, that's something to be proud of, because a lot of them have been melted down over the years. Lost of time. They made 3.1 million of these. There's a clearer shot of what Hoover's bring us. Yep, that's a braided hair. You see that on the penny? We had that penny earlier today. The same girl. A different back. 5. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
$5 was a lot of money in those days.
It was a fortune. You could buy like a yacht back then, but they weren't great yachts. They weren't as nice as the yachts of today. It was just a board that floated.
The whole eating thing is good too.
You buy like 10 acres for $5. I got another one coming in from John. Let me pull that off too.
I don't know about there, but 10 acres around here would be worth a lot of money.
Yeah. Okay, what do you got here, John? Screen? What do you say? 1852 penny. There it is. I can't zoom in much further than that, but see how she's standing upright? On the back of that, oh, it's a little off kilter here.
Company rotate.
Yeah, that's 5-10 degrees. Not a huge amount. But when you go to market it, I can guarantee you're going to point that out to the potential buyer. And look, you say it's rotated. It'll add a little interest value. It can help you sell it. Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yeah, 1852 in fine. Yeah, how many people have one of those? Not too many. What's that checklist?
Really nice 53 gifted to me.
Let's pull up that checklist and find the pennies.
Yeah, prices are starting to climb on these large sets.
Yeah, they should. They really
I used to be able to pick them up for a lot cheaper. Not able to do it anymore.
John says that one is coming to the big show.
Oh, Christ. Get out. There are 8,000 surviving specimens for 1852 out of 5 million produced. For the whole series, right, from 1839 to 1856, 71 million were made. 96,000 remain. These are rare coins. These are few and far between. Seriously, if that was a Lincoln cent, how many, with 96,000 surviving, how many would it be? Let's see.
Brother.
It'd be equivalent to the 31S at 80,000. Or what? Close. Up twice as many as the VDP for the whole series. All right, for his coin, you got 5,000 surviving specimens. 5,000. People jump up and down because they've got a 1924D Lincoln. There's 250,000 of those that survive. But for his coin, where'd it go? For his coin, I forget the date. 8,000. 8,000 remain.
So you know how people go on about these W quarters? I have been buying a lot of graded VF large cent, graded for $25 a piece.
Yep.
Slab.
They're paying $30 for a coin. There's 2 million of them.
45 in VF. That's 1845 in VF. That's one of the ones I've coming in next week.
All right. The cost of a W, I got that. Mm.
Yeah.
Well, I know you're going to want the W. I suspect the values are going to come down.
There's 2 million of them. I don't think it's a rare coin. I don't think it's a scarce coin.
It's hyped. There you go. I got that for the cost of a W quarter.
Yeah, ever since the W quarters went out, I don't know if you noticed or not, the price of the W dimes have plummeted.
What? There's 1.4 million of those.
Plummeted. Because guess what? It's not the only W now.
Those McDonald's coins, when they came out, they were running 50, 60, 70 bucks. For a Big Mac coin made out of, pressed linoleum.
Token. It's a token. Token.
The garbage.
Brass.
Brass.
Token.
It's a token. It's good for a Big Mac at McDonald's. And they were paying
Yeah, no thanks.
$70 a piece of those and taking all 5, thinking, I gotta get that. I gotta get that. Why do you gotta get that? You just heard about it. You want to get some valuable coins that are gonna be, hold their value for years and years. This sort of thing is going to work.
Mm-hmm.
These used to be 50 cents a piece when I started, and that was a lot of money. Of course, you're 12 years old thinking, I'm going to get an older one, so I need the 1906 next. These
I
are
never had
going to...
Indian heads. I had a Lincoln book and a Jefferson book when I was a kid.
Yep. I had the Indian penny set, and I got it back to 1887 or so, and then it kind of got spotty after that. I had like a 62 or 59. That was screwed up. And in 1882, you can barely see the date or the Indian. It looked like a planchet, but with an outline of an Indian.
Yeah, but still.
Yeah, putting together date sets has never really sparked my interest. Just don't enjoy collecting that way. I feel like it's boring.
Get a little bit of everything.
I think the only actual book set I've worked on, which I'll work on for a long time, is the wood grain wheat cents.
I was going to say, how's that coming?
I have 5 coins.
That's the start.
And I've been working on it for a year and a half.
Jesus.
Goodness.
They're handsome things. Yeah,
I'm picky because I want high contrast.
Yeah, he likes the super high contrast.
The tigers. Yeah, that's not what you got to look at.
Ones.
There's nothing wrong with trying a little bit of this and a little bit of that. Get one of these $5 golds. Get yourself one of them big large cents. They're gorgeous. They're heavy. They're thick. The rim is like a third the thickness of the coin. It's wonderful. Just experiment. Get out there and see what you like, and the hobby will tell you what to collect. Maybe it's
go to a dealer and dig in their dollar bin.
Maybe
You'll
it's
find all kinds of interesting stuff in there.
Get more of these, or get more of those, or get more of them. The hobby will tell you. There's nothing wrong with shiny pieces.
I see grainage.
Maybe I like these things. There you go. I'll get a bunch of these in the desk.
Let's see,
They gotta
18?
go.
No, earlier than 18.
This also happened earlier this week.
There you go, Ken.
29.
It's a 20, and look at that.
I tell you what,
It's a 29.
That looks like what happens when you peel tape off of plywood. Or plywood.
I'm on a different page over here.
It makes that chattering looking marks.
Ooh, I think I see something.
There's some fine grain on there too.
Oh, that's pretty.
It's nice high contrast.
Ain't nothing wrong with that, man.
That's
Man,
And your reverses.
Oh, that's
that's hardcore. So you got full coverage. On the back, you've got fine grain. On the front, it's more coarse. And you've got high contrast. Really, how do we put together a grading or qualifying system for that? So you have to grade coarseness, coverage, both sides.
at least that's what I call a hybrid.
Yeah, those are slick. That
When you have
Yeah,
the coarse
so-
on one side and the fine on the other.
Yeah, so that's what I like. That's why it's taken me so long to put together, because I like that it's high contrast. Ones that'll just jump out and just eat your face.
yeah.
Look at me! Look at me!
Yeah, coins like that have that high contrast. There's scarce to say the least.
And if you know what to hunt for, you can pick them up. And a lot of times you can get it for a song. They're not quite established, those woodies.
You're getting there.
You could put together a database of just those woodies, especially the high contrast ones, because they are so few and far in between. Some dates, yeah, you get a lot of 1941, right? 1909 has a lot of them. But then you got those pieces that are just vivid. Well, you got PCGS will certify a coin for its grade, right? They'll give it a designation for a dye variety, but something like that, you'd want to give it a unique identification number.
They'll just say RB for anything that's a woody.
And if you're going to record it, you'd have to record it photographically in a database and then show the world. And I bet you then the values on those things would go through the roof. John says it'll be yours to give away next week. Oh man, I get to play with so much good stuff. I'm a bag teller though. I don't get to keep it, but by gosh, I get to look at it. John says, I'm buying into the W market unless it's, well, I'm not buying into the W market unless it's MS67. Those, the higher pieces, those superior grades, they'll hold value. Because so darn many of them are going to be 64 right out of the fresh roll.
Hey, Ken, I just sent you 2 photos through
Going lower from
Facebook.
there. Don't have Facebook on yet. Let me open up another window.
If you don't mind. We'll show it off a lot better.
I can do that.
You'll like it. It's worth the extra window, Ken.
Oh, that's handsome. Let's see if I can get it open. Oh, black and white. You get these, I call them black and tans. Okay, if we find it, there it is.
Ooh.
And I come over here and I got a screenshot. There, here's Jeff's 1929 Lincoln.
Oh yeah.
That is see the contrast here, bright and dark, but it's black and tan. That's much darker than regular copper, and this is much brighter than regular copper. So what's going on here? Is this an improper alloy mix, or did something else get in there? Did something from the crucible in which the metal was melted get mixed in? Did somebody at the plant, he's walking along, he just throws a nail in there? That's not it. Let's see.
Or somebody call it.
Yeah.
Into reverses. Reverse is fine. So yeah, I like these high contrast, bold, just not enough words type of coins.
See, your coverage here is almost complete. You got a spot over here on the left. And a
That's
spot over here on the right.
that's that dark that you get on the obverse.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, these are what I like.
You got cross hatches. You got tiger stripes. You got the color difference. You got fine grain. You got coarse grain. This coin has it all. And the coin itself is not too bad off. Look, you got ear. I see plenty of detail here. There you go. You see all the lines in the wheat ears.
What did I have that? I had it in
That's the wood grain trifecta right there.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a hat trick.
it's right about an AU is what it is.
There you go.
What did I pay for that? $2?
$2. You stole
$2.
that for $2. This is the kind of coins of character that I talked about. These are going to people are finding out about these woodies, and they say, "Oh, those really are kind of pretty. They really are kind of flashy. Maybe I should get a few of those." And they're out there, and when they look like this, yeah, they're going to hold value. You're going to get a whole lot more than $2 when you go to sell it.
And let me tell you, that thing looks gorgeous in the Dansko album.
I can imagine so.
Yeah, I mean, I talk about numismatic patience. It's waiting for the coins like this, and jumping on the opportunity to buy them.
Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with that.
Here you go, man.
There,
I've said it before. Put together a set of these woodies.
there has only ever been one coin I regretted selling, and it was a 55 high contrast wood grain.
Yeah.
When I first started selling coins.
Jeez, I sold some nice woods, man, some real nice ones. I still have a few that are just nuts. You know, they just glow in the dark.
So this is why this is why it's going to take me long to finish this Dansko album, is because I want them to look. I want them to jump out at you. I want them nice.
Yeah, that'll jump out. Some years have more than others. 1921, 1941, 1909. And that includes on the Indians, too. You get a lot of them that year. 1923 in San Francisco has a lot of woods.
See, and the other thing is it's easier to find these high contrast up until the mid-30s. But the 40s and 50s are what's going to be the hard coins to finish for me, is because the 40s and 50s wood grains are all fine. They're just that fine stuff, and that's not what I'm looking for.
Very nice.
Yeah, I've been over the past couple of years, I've been putting away some Indian headset wood grains that are nicer. That starting to get enough of them, I might have to get the Indian headset Dansko and start pitching them in there.
I've had some sweet Indians. I gave my favorite one to a buddy of mine for his daughter. I've been kicking myself forever for that. I got to get through these and see if there's more. I'm sure there are, because there's so much stuff here. I still haven't looked at the Ikes. I'm going to get through those. But God only knows what's in there. Yep, some of them, the wood grain is very subtle. It's just a little streak, just a splash of color. And some of them, they're bold and vivid. You get a wide spectrum on those. Well, snatch them up. You get a chance, snatch them up, because if you don't, somebody else will, because they're listening to shows like this.
All right, well, it's 15 after 11 here. There's no more email. I think we're going to wrap it up for tonight.
Okay.
See,
Rich Cali shows up. He says, I got about 80 or 90 woodies.
yeah, I saw that too.
He's got one video showing 60 of them. Yeah, now I've watched Rich Cali's videos. He's been doing it forever. He's an old timer at this. Go see what he's got.
Keep on hoarding them.
I call the bold woodies lacy. Okay.
Yeah, see?
There's tigers. There's regular woodies. There's fine grain. There's
Salt and pepper.
variegated ones. Salt and peppers. The black and tans. We're working on vernacular a lot of times. A whole lot of work can be done to categorize them woodies.
John Claggett said he sent in another email.
Sent email, help for grading, please.
Yeah, one area that I need to get better in grading is large cent. I have a hell of a time grading large cents for some reason.
Well, practice. Practice, practice, practice. That's how you get to Carnegie Hall.
My issue is the fine and very fine. I always knock them down a lot lower than they should. A lot lower than they should.
There's your screen. Okay, what you got here, John? It's a penny. In a 1985D, and he's asking for help with a grade.
I scan.
What do we got here? You see anything at all?
Something under his nose. What's under his nose?
I'm thinking it's a discoloration from a camera, perhaps. I don't see any plastic here.
I also got a flatbed scanner picture. I used to take those.
That would do it. Okay. Okay, let's see. Let's have a look around this thing, see what we got. Not a whole lot for distractions. Looks like something here. This could be a plating blister. A little bright spot there, a little dark spot here. Maybe something there. Oh yeah, let's get back to this side. Not much for distractions. A bright spot, dark spot. Rim looks pretty good. Can't tell what's going on over here. You got some
Slightly misaligned die too.
Saw that on the front, did you? Frank's pointing out the misalignment here. I've got a thicker rim up here at 10 o'clock and a thinner rim over here at 5 o'clock. All right.
My rule of thumb is I'm not grading anything above a 64 unless it's in hand.
Yeah. We got an issue here. We're working with image quality. Now, I understand you're a coin collector, not a photographer. I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt every time. But when you get into 65, 66, 67, you got to see it in hand because I cannot pick out what would need to be picked out here. Here's a dark spot. Is this an image issue? The bright spot on the nose. Is this on the coin or is it part of the camera? We start to lose detail and we get pixelated.
So yeah, I mean anything above a 64 I have to have in hand. And the reason for that is because you when you have a coin in hand, you're able to twirl it in the light, put it in different lightings, things like that. Eye appeal comes a lot into above a 64 in terms of how those fields look. If is there any major distractions here or there? A mark, say, that's more well hidden on a device versus a mark in the field. I mean, those two make vast differences in terms of grading above a 64. Because you can have a you can have a well hidden mark that's on a device, but that if that was on a field that you'd get a 63 on, that if it's kind of not in plain sight, you can sneak a 65 with. But by this scan, it looks like a solid coin.
Yeah, I'm not seeing much wrong with it at all. The misalignment here isn't too bad. This will keep it from getting a 70 for sure. Few blemishes. I got an issue with this bit on his temple. I can't tell what that is.
Yeah,
There's a couple of small rim points. Nothing really stands out. 65 easy. Above that, you just have to look at it in hand. All the sound went away. Is Frank gone?
Yeah, Frank muted himself.
Okay.
Yeah, I have crinkly paper here, so yeah.
There we go.
Yes, Smith will knock it down a little bit.
They're not a bad looking piece. Get the best one. Get the best of them all. Because if you can get a top grade 85D, let me look that one up. I know a fellow, all he does is go through these BU rules, looking for the very best.
Yeah, John Claggett brings up a good point. Anything after 82, It's a good thing not to have zinc rot. It is something to be excited about.
There we go. Let me pull up. I'll pull up 1981D. Where's the screen? There you go. 1981D. Let's pull that one up and take a look at a top-end coin. What's their best certified example over on PCGS? This one, MS67, is their best one they found. 1981 is a tough year. Man, you get so many weak strikes, so many just plain shoddy workmanship, worn out dies. It's hard to get them in these higher grades. MS67, what do you got? You get a pretty good solid color all the way across. It's a good sharp strike. Has a tiny blemishes, tiny. What's this over here? Some little, just a little splash of color. But for the most part, there's no contact marks. There's one of the stairs. Okay, couple there. That's it. Tiny. Let's see if we got one on the ear somewhere. Some of the on the high points. Let's look in the vest. Well, I'm sure we'll find one. But they're tiny.
And that's sorry to cut you off, Ken. One thing that people don't fully think about is how a die state's going to affect grading your coin. Just by nature of the eye and your brain, a early die state coin is going to grade a lot better than a late die state coin.
Yep. You start stretching out these devices.
It just looks more eye appealing, an early die state coin versus a late die state coin. Because in the late die state, everything just starts looking mushy.
Okay, let's take a look at the population on this. This is the red section. Okay, in 67 plus, there is a single example. That one we just looked at, right there.
No, that's just a 67. The plus isn't photographed.
You're right. Okay, that's just a 67. So there's one a little bit better, and that one being the best certified example ever known, sold at Heritage Auctions 2 years ago for $5,170. So look for that in your pocket change, huh? Pocket change, you'd be really hard pressed to get above a 64 in pocket.
If you have mint sets in your pocket change, yeah.
And they're not gonna, it's gonna cost you more to certify it than it's gonna be worth. That 67 we just looked at. What are the PCGS has $140. They've got 88 certified examples. And they go for 99 to 494 is the prices seen here. A couple of $100. And the values, they drop fast. I mean, real fast. The top grades, the 67s and 67 pluses, those, if you got them, if you can identify it and grade it accurately, you have a chance of making some money. Okay? But 66, now you're talking a coin that has almost no visible blemishes. It has a good even color all across it. And people pull that out of their pocket change and say, this is perfect. You're going to have 67, which is better than 66, and you're into minutia here, right? I mean, no marks, because in 66 they're good for $10. There's hundreds of them. It's those top few. It's the top 10 that are going to draw the premium. In this case, the top 89. Okay, let's look at another one. How about 1979? Let's see if that one's handy. There's one right there. They made how many in 1979? A lot. 6 billion pennies. 6 billion. This one right here is MS68 red. It's almost flawless. You can go through, you might find a flaw, but you get an early strike here. Good sharp. All the way across. Not much for blemishes. This probably showed up after certification. What do you got here? Can you see the whole screen? Let me check that because I keep moving this screen around.
267 plus.
There it is. I'm on the right side. Okay, in 68, there are 9 existing examples certified by PCGS, and they sell for several thousand. Right? Now, if a couple more get certified in 68, what's going to happen to that price?
I'm just going to point out the price difference in a PCGS 68 versus an NGC 68.
An order of magnitude. An order of magnitude. Does NGC have looser standards? Have they certified more? Do people only want the PCGS? There's no doubt PCGS seems to be a preferred third-party grader. Right? But when you get into coins that are, akin to what was sent here, the 85D, it's got to be almost flawless. Just about a perfect coin if you hope to get, if you hope to reach that top end market. You need the top 10 coins out of 6 billion made. Yep, and if you don't have it, well, you're going to have a hard time recovering the investment you made in certification. MS67, one grade down. This is, you might get your money back for the cost of service.
$40.
Pardon?
So probably about $40 is probably what they'd sell for.
Yep. You get your money back. You got a couple of hundred. There just aren't enough collectors of modern superior grade coins, these 67s, 68s, 69s, 70s. And it's very rare you even get an MS70.
Melissa's sending up her email. She said,
there you go. For business strikes in Lincoln cents, what do you got? Some 68s. These are business strikes. And they drag some good money. Okay, that's a double drag. 10,000. That's 1975. Another year with really weak strikes. That's it. There's no 69s. There's no 69 pluses. There's no 70s.
There's not going to be.
Ain't gonna be. It's the way they made the darn things. They just didn't pay attention to the dies, and they ran them into the ground. Okay, what dates do you have here? After 1982, you start to get an occasional 69, but they're few and far between. And you're talking a coin with just about perfect. Right? 2000. Can you find one perfect? It might be worth a couple of $100 for you. If it's not, you're going to have a hard time recovering the cost to get it certified. Let's keep on going here. Let's see. 68s on the 2009s. The best you got is MS68s. People be tearing through those looking for the double die reverses here. Okay, from 2010, the Shield series. What do you got in MS69? There's a listing for 2013. Let's open that up. And there's a listing for the 2019 W, which were favored to be sent in.
Well, there's good many of them got a 69 on those W's.
Here's the 2013. How many have you got in that top grade? 3. 3. 2000 W. Real pretty thing right there. How many in that top grade? 1,887.
Melissa has sent emails, she said.
They certified a lot of those. And NGC has certified some in MS70. You'd have to have a darn near perfect coin just to get your certification fees back. How come? Their minting process has got a lot better.
Yeah.
MD on that one. W. Okay, let's see what Melissa says.
W.
I can't find it. What's this? There it is. It's not here. It's not here, Melissa. Did you spell it right? Check my coin at yahoo.com is where you want to go.
No S. Check my coin at yahoo.com.
Did she write check my coins? Oh my God. That goes to our arch enemy. Let's see. I lost the chat altogether. There it is. Still, it's a cool piece of history to find in your own yard. If you find something, I got a decent 1854 and some rough 1876, and one I can't make out any day.
Large cents, I'm assuming.
Something. Hopefully, I'm hoping for $20 gold.
That would be hot.
See, see, the nice thing about large cents is you can narrow it down pretty easy to a date range.
That's true.
I don't have that mail yet.
Just taking its sweet time censoring it.
Yeah, it does that sometimes.
Yeah, occasionally.
If you can find anything good in here, look at all this stuff. I don't know. I'm gonna look at those sometime. Check that mail again. No dot. I got no dot, Melissa.
It was uploading for some reason.
Oh,
Well, the uploading is your file.
it's probably a big, big file. That's okay. It gives us good.
Probably high res. Yeah.
Yep, this is why you got to do it early. Because sometimes them emails take a long time. Okay, you go back to everybody now.
Can you want to be in the spotlight?
No, I get paranoid. People start pointing and laughing. I can hide behind the duck.
CJ's been muted for like an hour. Is he still awake?
He might be napping.
Oh yeah, no, I'm here. But I know Schumer is gonna hide in the background, and then Ken is gonna take off on a tangent, and then you know what? I'm just gonna stare at my double dice. You know,
And I'm just making snide comments off to the side.
Keep you here for comic relief. You're the spiritual advisor for the channel.
Yes. The column is strong with this one.
Well, yeah, that's okay. I'll look at this thing while we're waiting.
Oh, so it all makes sense now. No wonder why the fire department was rolling by. Frank was setting up smoke signals. What's in the cards for tonight?
Yes, I'm putting up the lottery numbers in smoke signal.
sold.
No, I figured you're just signaling the banks across the way to send you the good rolls.
Oh,
Because we all know about you, Frank, and your good rolls. You have to do some sort of witchcraft or magic to make it happen.
True.
dragons are lucky. Even in Chinese lore.
So check this out. I'm organizing my hoard of coins because reasons, and I come across this. I'm like,
Whoa!
Where did this come from? So I'm like,
That's fancy.
I'm like, okay, well, it's. I mean, it's got a couple of good ones,
Semi-populated.
but obviously, like, there's some really nice one in the 60s here, but it's basically empty. I don't know where this one came from.
That happens.
Like, and it's even a Dansko. Like, I have no idea where this came from. I'm assuming I bought it or I got it from somewhere. I just don't remember when or where.
Get deep into the hobby enough, that happens.
You just move stuff around, and then it's just like magic, and it's like, oh,
Randomly pop
well, here's
off.
some stuff. Magic.
I do still have a few rolls to go through, actually, now that I think about it. Got to get some tomorrow before the weekend.
Ken muted himself. Think he's overexcited. Ken, you're talking to yourself. You're muted, bud.
Dragon, I have an 1852 dime.
There we go.
and I have an 1850 half dime.
It's under the duck.
Really?
No matter.
Yeah, any one of those you're looking for?
No, it gotta be 53 for the set.
Okay. Oh,
Here's a stack of folders under the duck.
we got a 57.
Look at Ducky.
Yeah. I got no idea what's in those.
Hmm. Yes, I've seen them there for a while.
Yeah, they've been there. They pile up. Throw it over here. I got boxes of stuff here and nobody knows what it is.
Junk like it. Yeah, a little over 2 years in the hobby, and I'm already finding stuff I forgot about.
But then we get to this page. This is my favorite page
I see Mantic labels. I see
because this is my flyer pages. So number 2, number 3,
So
number 4, number 8, number 9, number 10, number 12. There's my 16 that I'm gonna replace. So that one's gonna be up for sale soon.
And make sure you take good photographs of each one so we can give it a unique identification number. Because what are we talking? 50, 100 examples maybe on each of these?
Yeah. So, but then, so I've got this one, which is a fine, and in the Snow 4, I already have a VF20. So this one is actually a step down. So this one is gonna go up for sale as well. So I'm gonna have some more flyers soon.
Sweet.
Okay.
That one.
Check out this one. You ready? Where'd that one go? I had one to see. What? Oh, it's gone. Okay. Sometimes you get a really weak mint mark on these things. What's the date on this one? This is a 19...
21.
Yeah, you're right.
21F.
It's good. Penny mint market.
Here's a 1921S. And here is another 1921. All right. Would you have caught that mint mark?
Depends on the light.
Filled.
Would you have caught that as a 1921S or passed it by?
I dare say a lot of people would have overlooked that.
Yeah, that is a very, very weak, but it is an S. If I tilt it right, it jumps out a little better. That's an
Yeah,
S,
that's a lot better.
but it's almost gone.
Yeah, the mintages aren't that much different in 21 that somebody would try to
No.
remove the S.
There it is. You can barely tell.
Cool die crack around.
Where?
Around the mint market, looks like die cracks unless it's just
I think it's fur.
light or something.
I've been shedding.
Kitty fur.
That looks pretty normal. Yep. You can hardly see it. Are there other dates that have weak mint marks? Yes, there are.
That's a grease mark.
And boy, it's really nice when you get a really weak CC and the store has no idea. It's just a, it's just an 1882. You can have it.
Or in terms of Ken's sake, you buy a 1909S, and there's some grease over that VDB.
Right. Some goop.
You lucky duck.
I'm home here. I got a penny. Right, it's 1909S because I needed one, and it's got some doodle on the back. So I take a little cloth and just give it a swipe. They just spend the next 2 hours going
Closer and closer.
I mean, you stick the penny into your eye, hoping for a better look, and you realize, yes, it is. It is a VDB on the back of this thing.
It's so awesome.
Jeez. There's a week's pay to the good. Yeah, if you know what to look for, you can find good deals. If you don't know what to look for, you're not going to find anything. I guarantee. Okay, I don't see Melissa's coming in. That's just going to fail. I think we can get to that next week, though.
Yeah, we're going to call for the night here, guys. Thanks for stopping in, everyone that did and everyone that participated, both on the panel and people who sent in emails and participated in chat. Then make make sure that everybody that participates in this, make sure to go find them on YouTube, give them some love, all that happy fun stuff. Like the video. More participation in terms of likes, comments, participation in chat, sending stuff. Better the show's going to be, the more interest. Tell a friend. Tell a friend.
Bring a friend. Bring him in. And make sure you smash the like for Jeff and subscribe to his channel.
Absolutely.
So with that, I think I'm going to hit the hay on this one. Guess we'll see you guys next week. Probably let you guys know who's hosting. Probably beginning of next week, like we typically do.
Thanks for having us.
So with that, see you guys next week.
Take care.
Thanks, Jeff.
A bientôt.